See ya real soon.
Man, I'm so excited for the Grand Slam to come on.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's not coming on today.
I don't want to hear that. Trust me, it's coming on.
Okay.
Just trust me, okay?
All right.
Trust me.
Hey guys, what are you doing?
Watching the Grand Slam.
Grand Slam? Isn't that September 27th through the 29th?
The Grand Slam will be on September 27th through the 29th. It will be live streamed on Facebook and YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, have a viewing party at your Taekwondo school or at home. Post a picture on social media, then tag USA Taekwondo for a chance to be featured on the USA Taekwondo social media page.
How did he get his gear on so fast? I don't know.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to day 3 of our Senior Grand Slam Championships here at the USA Taekwondo National Center of Excellence. How y'all doing this morning? Woo! All right, all right. Well, listen, we have some great action in store for you today. Our first division up is men's minus 68 kilogram division. This is going to be a hotly contested division, as they all will be. And so our first match in blue from Texas, William Jackson. And in red from Colorado, Trent Alberts. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we would ask that you would stand and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. All right, all right, all right. I know the competitors and coaches are ready. I know the judges are ready. Are you guys here in the audience ready? Streamers, are you ready? Viewers, are you ready? All right, let's chop it up.
And there we are. Thank you, Sherman. Welcome to the 2019 Grand Slam. This is day 3, and this is the under 68 kilogram category. I'm Jason Poos. I'll take you through the action today. Sherman will join me here in the booth shortly, but let's go right through some of these action. Starting off with our first round of 16 match here. We have in the blue, William Jackson. William Jackson is 25 years old. He's 5'7" and weighing at 68 kilograms. He's from Texas, and he's coached by Rayshawn Smith. Will Jackson also is a German Open gold medalist. He's a 2-time collegiate team member. He was on the World Cup team, and he also won a bronze medal at the World University Games. Trent Albert is in the red. He's 19 years old. He's 5'10". He weighed in at 66.3 kilograms. He's coached by Darren Carr, but his home coach is the Olympian coach Han Wan Lee, and a good, obviously someone I know well. And
that was
coach,
my coach.
If you're out there,
Coach
Han Wan Lee, we miss you.
What's up, Coach?
Yeah, Olympian coach Han Wan Lee. So good to have Trent here with
good
Darren kind of helping him. Yeah,
yes,
of course. And Trent's a pretty young guy, so as we start, we're just 30 seconds in now, Sherm. So you can kind of see that we got great action here already off the bat. Both these guys are pretty physical fighters. One thing I know about Will Jackson is he might be one of the shorter fighters in here, if not the shortest, but he might be one of the strongest. And he's just super physical fighter that can do a lot. So he gets a lot out of his game just being so physical. He's very strong, very explosive. And Trent Albert was a nice defensive cut kick for a point. So right off the bat, both these guys are showing that they can score with the front leg. Unfortunately for Will, he didn't score, but he did knock down Trent there to get his first point of the morning. And Jackson scores his front leg. He takes his cut and brings it over and slaps it to change it to a roundhouse kick at that point. Excellent job by Will Jackson. Another strong cut by Will, and another by Will. And the left-hand punch flying in for the left-hand punch.
Yeah, William Jackson is a very physical fighter.
Yeah.
In this division, he's not one of the tallest competitors, but he makes up for it with a degree of athleticism and ferocity that makes him competitive.
Yeah, there's no question. And looks like we think there's a...
Perhaps it was a mosquito.
The judge, we think maybe one of the judges' box now where she felt like she pushed it. She didn't see her light come up, so. Little technical, we're gonna make sure everything's working properly, so we're just gonna take a 10-second break here. As we're doing that, we can talk a little bit about the competition yesterday, Sherman, because it was frenetic.
Yeah, it was good.
Especially there towards
good
the
use of frenetic.
Well, thank you, my friend. I appreciate
it.
that. The pace of some of those matches, was a little slower at times than honestly we were expecting, but it was really well thought out by the player and the coach. And so the strategic thought process to, hey, kind of slow this match down against this specific player, and it worked out well. I was really impressed with the Gallo sisters yesterday, both of them. But Urissa Gallo made it to the finals, and just ran into an elite player there in the final. So when you run into someone like Ara White, you're going to run into someone who's had a ton of experience. And again, kind of a Will Jackson, if you will, as far as being, not the tallest player, but one of the strongest in the division. Will received another point for a punch. And it was interesting because he flew in with that left-hand punch.
That was a good punch.
Yeah, and I was surprised it didn't come up. So
but now we see why.
Yeah, because he just had so much attack on it. It just sounded good. There's a nice punch by
Trent.
Yeah, right before time's out too. So great job by Trent Alberts. He just kind of slid in, kind of weathered his front leg, blocked it, kind of moved the leg to the side, lunged in and scored with the right hand to cut it to a 1-point lead. So, veteran move by a young guy in Trent Alberts. Rayshawn Smith and Darren Carr are the coaches, and interesting enough, I've known both these guys for decades.
A long time.
Yeah,
right.
and Rayshawn was a competitor out of Texas for a long time, and since I live in that region, I spent a lot of time coaching against him and just talking to him, and world-class guy. He really is. On the other side, we know Darren Carr pretty well, both of us do, and Darren's now produced player after player after player, so he's continuing to just put elite players in this pipeline. He's also the coach, the home coach right now of Madeline Gorman-Shore, who has had some success internationally for Team USA. And Jonathan Healy. Now, they're both in the academy, so they're both training here now, which is great for them.
Yeah, but he was integral to them getting here.
No questions.
We want to always recognize home coaches and the contribution to the process, because you don't get the finished product without the home coach.
Right. Yeah, we want to touch on some of that today, because, we get different people's opinions on that, and we want to kind of talk about all sides of that, and we will with you here, as we're going to have some time between matches to kind of dive into some stuff. Great defensive cut kick. It just had so much. He has such a good base that he couldn't keep. Alberts couldn't keep himself upright, and Will Jackson garners a point through the deduction. Oh, that's nice by Trent Alberts. He doesn't get the point, but there's the first physical pushback and axe kick by Will Jackson. He just brought the left leg over the shoulder and scores the face kick. Really nice job by Will, just being physical with his both hands on almost a punch push, if you will, and then brings his right leg over the shoulder and scores to take it to 9-3.
I'm pretty impressed with Trent, probably for a couple different reasons, because I've worked with him before. I had a pleasure of coaching him at an event, and I'm looking at this growth, and this is not the guy he was a couple years ago. I'm just really proud of his progress. He's down by 7. He's definitely in the match, but I'm just proud of progress and growth and development. It's pretty cool to watch.
Yeah, on the other side, Will Jackson just continues. there's where Will Jackson is going to set you up defensively. He's really strong offensive, but he's kind of playing, if you will, just kind of sit back, kind of waiting to kind of set up a defensive spin kick or a defensive
and he can
punch.
turn.
Yeah, he can turn with both legs. The other side of that, too, is his punches have been kind of the difference. I know the head kick has kind of spread it out, but he has 2 punches this round. He had one last round as well. So kind of difference in the match is his willingness to just fly in there and almost throw, like I talked about,
A Superman
an
punch.
defensive punch, but it's in an offensive motion. Good action here in the corner.
I thought that was a pretty decent punch from Alberts.
Yeah, not one single light, and see a single light for that. So they definitely didn't agree with us. Sounded good. Punches in this building, Sherman,
Resonate.
Yeah, they do resonate, and it's something that I think as a player that you have to understand that you get a little bit of an echo factor, if you will, and because of that, you know, your punches can that maybe aren't as solid as others can come up as points. I like that right there from Alberts. He brings his right leg up, cuts it, and then he brings it across and scrapes it on the backside, and the Dado really likes that scraping roundhouse kick.
Yeah.
There's the lunging punch from Will Jackson right there.
(10-3) to start this third round. So, you know, I always ask this question, Jay. So what are you saying to Trent Alberts? You're Darren Carr. What are you saying to him to get him back in this game?
Yeah, well, first, I mean, I don't think Trent Alberts is fighting bad. I think Will Jackson's just kind of found the range on the punch again as he scores probably the 5th or 6th one of the match now. I want him to see him attacking at will. Oh, look at that. That was a nice pun, attacking at will. That was beautiful.
I was making a note of how good a pun that was.
You guys got to stay with me. I have all those all day long for you. Now, more attacking. He's a little, you know, honestly, a little shell shocked about how physical Will is. So
sure.
I think I'm watching the turn. I'm going forward. I'm going to continue to try to swing my leg over his shoulder. He gets inside and he gets kind of pushed around a little bit.
Yeah, it's and you know, if you don't train with somebody like that, if you're not used to that kind of physicality, when you get here, you're just like, wow, okay.
Right.
.45 seconds left. Barring anything bizarre, and we have seen the bizarre, looks like Will Jackson will make it through this match.
Nice spin by Will Jackson there. Just slid in, tried to get Trent to raise his front leg so he could spin hook kick underneath, and really take it up to 17 for him as point totals. But give Alberts a lot of credit. He's got a nice cover.
He does.
He's covered out a lot of the turning kicks. A little winded here, I think, as Trent, but what he has done is he's been able to kind of minimize some of the damage here in the third round. He just got to get some points, though. I mean, that's what I'm saying. There's too much one kicking here.
And it's little things like kick and slide back, kick and move back, kick and give away ground that you just claimed.
Exactly.
These are small things that he will learn, he will fix. But, you know, he's here at the Grand Slam.
Yeah, he is.
And great proving ground.
Yeah, he's a great kid. I'm very impressed with him. He's such a solid kid. He's got a bright future here. I like what, as you said, I like what I see. A clear improvement, and in a quality program, he's just going to continue to only get better. So congratulations, Trent Alberts, on a great Grand Slam. But Will Jackson, he's the guy right now, and he's one of the best players in the country. He proves it. He proves it tournament in, tournament out. Yeah. He's done it again. So he's going to move on.
William Jackson the fourth. Let's give him all his numbers.
Of course.
And do honor to his father and grandfather and great-grandfather, Will Jackson the
So,
fourth.
William Jackson the fourth. William Jackson IV is gonna move forward now into the quarterfinals, where he has the lucky task of taking on
Carl Nicholas.
yeah, so
AKA
CJ Nicholas, who's the #1 seed. So he'll fight the #1 seed in the quarters, and that's going to be a physical matchup. Looking forward to it. Up next, though, don't worry, we have another great one with two Texas guys that know each other very well, with David Cabrera and Aiden Rivas, and we're going to talk a lot about those guys. I know them well. Again, I live in this region, so I know all these Texas guys pretty well. I'm going to give you a lot of information about them, but what I will tell you is they're both on the World Cup team together, and they know each other well. So looks like we have a little break here, so stay with us here at the 2019 Grand Slam Series. This is senior level. We're at the USA Taekwondo National Center of Excellence. We'll be back right with you.
Next in blue, from Texas, let's hear it for David Cabrera. Next up, in red, also from Texas, let's hear it for Aiden Rivas.
And here we are, second match of the morning. This is around the 16. This is the under 68 kilogram category for the Grand Slam Series. Aiden Rivas runs out there with his hat, so he's excited. Yeah, in the blue, we have David Cabrera from Texas. David is 20 years old. He's 5'11", and he weighed in at 67.9 kilograms. David Cabrera is coached by his father, and Coach Cabrera coached yesterday as well. He was on the World Cup team this year, so he got a chance to travel and compete in a team competition for USA's Taekwondo World Cup team, as well as he received the bronze medal at the national championships this year. On the other side, Aiden Rivas is coached by Joe Van. He's 22, 5'11", and he weighed in at 67.9. Aiden is a collegiate national champion, and he was also on the same World Cup team. Both these guys live about an hour and a half apart to 2 hours apart from each other, so they know each other pretty well. Great idea by Aiden Rivas. He slides in, taps his foot to the ground, raises it right up, and does a front leg hook kick right to the face of David Cabrera. I like both these guys' games. I've seen them both quite a bit. I'm going to tell you a lot about Aiden Rivas. I just think that he doesn't look like he's kind of slight of build. He's kind of skinny guy, kind of tall guy, but can do a lot of things and very offensive and physical for being kind of a skinnier guy. Just you can see he can do a lot. On the other side, Cabrera's just trained kind of in that Coach Dong Lee tree. So everything is fundamentally sound. Everything is clean. Everything that he scores, it looks like it's just been perfectly coached into him, and that's because it has by that tree. Linda Lauren also coaches in that team as well, so they've got a bunch of high-level coaches coaching in the Cabrera, and you'll see Luis Orosco later that's kind of from that same area and that same team. Right now, Rivas holding on to that 3-0 lead. As we talked about, another good try by Rivas, really close with that front leg, kind of almost a hook kick type thing. And Rivas scores his first body shot to take a 5-0 lead now. So he's one head kick, one body shot, and there's a nice turn, but but Cabrera covers it and uses snapping cut. There's a good punch, but Rivas scores inside with the roundhouse kick. So finding the range early is Aiden Rivas. Good off-the-line roundhouse kick by Cabrera. Just doesn't, Rivas covers that, doesn't seem to get the score. 7-0, so a great round for Aiden Rivas. Cabrera will make some adjustments and come back and see if they can, kind of stem this momentum from Rivas. But the front leg hook kick was the one I was impressed with right there. Third round. I beg your pardon, second round. Headgear slips off of David Cabrera's head. They'll get it settled back in. Good, we're back to action here. With 15 seconds left in this, just gone by in the second round. And Aiden Rivas scores again. That's almost looked like a twist kick, that was impressive. Good spin by Cabrera. Cabrera's just hit the chest protector at least 5 times. It just hasn't come up. It's unfortunate, but Aiden Rivas has his have come up, and he takes a commanding now 11-0 lead. So really finding a range, good cover. The attacking, good front leg there, doesn't score. Good relentless pressure here by it, and Cabrera finally finds the chest guard there to take, so it cuts it to 11-2. Back kick a little low, so he's going to get a deduction for kicking low. It's well timed. Just got to execute the kick, and at this point he wasn't able to do that. So we'll go 11-3 now. So Cabrera chipping into this lead that Aiden Rivas has. There's a Rivas scores again though to take it to 13-3. So just following inside kicking, and good things happen when you follow, and he's following his kicks. Just a few seconds here left in the second round. Aiden Rivas holding on to his 13-3 lead, so he now has a 14-3 lead as he'll receive the point for the deduction from Cabrera. And another good round for Aiden Rivas. Cabrera gets on the board with 3 points, but Rivas just takes his lead and moves it up a little higher and a little higher each time by finding the range. Again, following. Back to action. Here we are on the third round. This is the round of 16. Winner moves on to the quarterfinals. Now it's 14-4, so we have a 10-point lead for Aiden Rivas of Texas against David Cabrera of Texas. Great cut by Cabrera. This is unfortunate. It just seems like I feel like he's hit it. And another score for Rivas, so he's just taking it to 17-4 now. So he's about to put this in cruise control. You can tell he's just relentless on attack. Scores again. Cabrera a little bit shell-shocked as he looks up and he's down by 15. Good punch by Cabrera. 19-5. Good refereeing there. Saw the leg kick. One minute, so we have 1 minute left in the match. Aiden Rivas from Texas right now holding on to a 19-5 lead over David Cabrera of Texas as well. Rivas is he's such a busy fighter, and I think that's why he could be a bracket buster, if you will, not being the highest seed here. He's not a really high seed at 13, but what I would call, and another good point, so now it's up to 20-5, but probably the best 13 seed in the tournament. In any tournament, if you will, just because the guy can score. You can see that right there as he scores again to take it to 21-5. But he just understands how to score. He's a busy fighter. You can see he can turn. He can throw that front leg. Great covering there. Kicks inside. I think he just has everything. And you know, he might be a little, like I said, he's not the biggest under 68 kilogram guy, but he can do it all, and he's busy. Another good punch for him. So David Cabrera with a huge lead, minus, and there's the point gap there. He hits the face and scores it, so he gets the 25-5 win over David Cabrera. So Aiden Rivas moving on. David Cabrera, good tournament for him. He's here. Cabrera was the number 4 seed, so that would be considered an upset in a lot of eyes. But I've watched these guys compete for a long time, and I'm going to tell you that wasn't an upset, just simply because they're both a pretty equal fighter. One of them has more points and had a better seed. But in this case, Rivas hadn't had a chance to compete enough because he's been doing some other things. He is from the collegiate program, so he does a lot in the collegiate ranks, and he has done a lot in the collegiate ranks. But he could be a little bit of a bracket buster here, as he's going to get to see the number 5 seed or or Charlie Brissett or the number 12 seed in the quarters. And, of course, in the semifinals, he'll see either Will Jackson or C.J. Nicholas. So Aiden Rivas, just remember that name, watch that name, because when I saw it early on, I thought this guy could be somebody that could cause some problems for the rest of the players, and he did it for Cabrera. So the number 4 seed is out of the tournament already, and Aiden Rivas will move on to face the winner of Charles Brissett and Oliver Largaespada. Waiting for those athletes to come in. So again, this is the under 68 kilogram category. It's a big bracket, so we've got a lot of matches for you. So we're glad you logged on. We appreciate it. Have your watch party. Tag us in some photos. Send Sherman and I some. We want some comments. We need to know how we can make this better for who? For you, our membership, our viewership. So this is the Grand Slam series. This is the under 68 kilogram category. I'm Jason Poos for Chopping It Up with Jason and Sherman. We're at the National Center of Excellence here in Colorado Springs, so stay with us. We're going to have the next round of 16 match between Brissett and Largaespada momentarily.
Next up in blue, from Nevada, Charles Brissett. Next from Florida, in red, Oliver Largaespada.
All right. So I have rejoined my comrade.
Yeah,
colleague.
it's great. Charles Bousset, 22 years old. He's 5'11" and 67 kilograms. He's coached by Terrence Jennings. He is the world military member. He's a 3-time world military member. He's on the World Cup. He's in the WCAP program, and he's been on the junior team and the collegiate team. So the guy's just come through the ranks
He's been
there.
around. He's done a few things.
Yeah, and he's also already got a point. He's already garnered a point for a punch, and so has Oliver Largaespada. We don't know a ton about him. He's 19 years old. He's coached by Daniel Hector Azario and also Jesus from Florida. He won 3rd at Nationals this year, so he got the bronze medal, and he won a bronze at the President's Cup as well. So kind of one of our newer players. I like his size at 6'1", Sherman.
Yeah.
He's 6'1", he's 67 kilos, so
That's a
I
good
really
size
like his
for
size.
this division.
Good spin and a beautiful
Good
turn by
yeah.
Charlie Bousset. That's amazing. I liked how he just kind of slid in, acted like he's playing offense, drew in the roundhouse kick and hit him with the defensive back kick.
Yeah.
Textbook taekwondo there, taekwondo or otherwise. Another really strong fighter here in Charles Bousset. He's super physical. You're not going to knock him off his line very easy, and he's going to make sure to let you know that he's going to continue attacking. Great punch there. He scores the body roundhouse.
Nice, and he comes back with the right leg over the top. Very nice. I like those kind of flurries and exchanges at 68.
Yeah,
I
if you
think at
like that, then
68
you're going to really like Charles
Yeah.
Bousset because he can do it early and often. That's his MO. His
Yeah.
MO is he wants to trade kicks, he wants to follow, and he wants to win those every time.
And I think those kind of exchanges internationally are the ones that, especially at 68, you have to be able to win. You've got to be able to create that 3, 4, 5, 6. If they're not all kicks, they can be punches, but they can be pushes, but they have to be 6 intentional actions
Right.
that are out to get you a point.
Oh, nice. He does the front leg, roundhouse kick, slides back intentionally to get the Largaespada to kick, and then kicks underneath with the right leg. Doesn't get the point, but just showing that he really understands this game. That's a lot of strategy going into that. TJ Jennings has that, so he's going to be.
Yeah. It's always good when you see these athletes become coaches, and we start to look at what they themselves bring, what part of themselves or their game that they possessed.
Good punch by
They bring
Bousset
as
to take it
coaches.
up to 11-1. So he's found some punches here that are going to work for him. Again, a physical fighter. Yeah, as you can see, he's got the WCAP logo on his uniform, Sherman, and that's an interesting thing because, honestly, we've thought about this as we're putting together our National Center of Excellence. Did you realize that the WCAP program, or the World Class Athlete program, is the only full-time Taekwondo program in the country?
Right.
And it really brought it to light yesterday with David Kim. His comments on his interview.
Going back to work.
He
Right.
said he's going to work. He said, well, it's back to work. This is what I do, and I'm going to work 7 days, 5 days, 7 days a week.
Right.
That's
And
a
wasn't-
full-time program.
And it wasn't a euphemism for get back to
No,
training.
no, not at all.
It was my job is to go out here and win medals for the United States of America.
Right, that's his job. And
Right.
so that's an interesting, we don't have that here in the United States. Now, what are we trying to do? We're trying to get it.
We're trying to build that, right?
Yeah, so
Because
that's the only
what's
one.
kept us off the pace of the rest of the world. The rest of the world had a professional full-time program, and it was fully funded by their governments, and they were
Right.
moving forward. And we had part-time practitioners of a full-time sport.
Yes. And so, interesting enough, the World Class Athlete program is the only one. Charles Bousset, as well as several others, David Kim and Russell Gresham. So we've seen So you'll see a few more. So, and again, they should be here. They're full-time competitors. I mean, they obviously have great coaching in David Bartlett and
Terrence Jennings,
TJ Jennings, but they're doing this as their job, and so it's pretty interesting to see when people say, well, these guys seem like they have an advantage. They've made that advantage.
Right, and they made a decision to
right.
join up and put that work in.
But here at USA Taekwondo, we recognize it. We're gonna have one as well, and we're gonna have one with Coach Brown. It's gonna be so. We want you to be a part of it. So come and so you can be another, if you will, full-time program here with USA Taekwondo. Beautiful double kick by Bousset there. I like how he mixes the hard cuts and the front legs with the traditional back leg roundhouse kicks and double kicks and spins.
And we have known him since he was a junior.
Yeah.
And he's classically trained, so he can do good old-fashioned, old-school
Absolutely.
Taekwondo.
Yeah. Known the family for a long time.
Yeah.
The father, great guy. Honestly, shout out to Kim, his sister. I was a coach on a team a long time ago when she was a junior, and just a great family. And they're really a good Taekwondo family. They really understand the game, and he's put in a lot of work and a lot of time. So shout out to that family as they have. Right now he's up to 13-3. So. Largaespada is going to have to find a way to put some pressure on Charles Bousset, because if you don't, he's going to continue to relentlessly attack you, and he's not going to run out of energy either.
He is not. This tempo doesn't favor Largaespada.
Oh, beautiful swinging back kick. And there's the back kick that the Taekwondo has kind of brought into play. He swings it almost like a spinning hook kick to the body and just snaps the heel at the end, and that is the kind of back kick that the electronic chest protector just loves. She's up to 8-4 now, so Oliver's going to have to change this timing and change. There's a good spin. There's a good roundhouse kick, but he's getting trapped with the back kick. So it looks like we're going to have our gap here. We're going to have another gap. So that's going to end that match there at 24-4. Congratulations, Oliver Largaespada, for making it here to this Grand Slam. He's a good player. He's got good height. He's got a good future. But too much Charles Bousset, if you will. Just too much of old school, new school, good tempo, everything. So Charlie Bousset's going to move to the quarterfinals. That might be my favorite quarterfinal so far. I'm looking forward to see is an Aiden Rivas, Charlie Bousset quarterfinal. I watched them fight at the collegiate finals, and it was a great match. In fact, I got to see them a couple times because they were going back and forth in those. So looking forward to that one. I know you are too, but stay with us. We might be able to get a little special interview for you guys with one of the greats in Taekwondo, in the international greats of the Taekwondo world. I'm Jason Poos. This is the Grand Slam Series. We'll be right back here from the National Center of Excellence.
Kirk. Next in red from Texas, let's hear it for Castillo.
Our next fighters have entered the ring. We're ready to go. The arena here is packed here, so we have a great packed house today. This is the bottom half of the bracket. These are both 63 kilogram guys. That means they fight at 63 kilograms, even though the 68, so they're bantamweights. We've got Edgar Castillo. He is in the red. He is 5'9", 65 kilograms. He's coached by Joe Van. He's 19 years of age, and he's the collegiate champ at the under 63 kilogram category. On the other side, Nicholas Kirk. He's 5'10", almost 5'11", he says. He's also around 65 kilograms. Nick is 20 years old. We're not sure if we got the correct age on there. Couldn't read it. He's coached by Sang-Han Cha, and Nicholas Kirk has medaled at the collegiate and the nationals both. So know Nick pretty well. You know, actually kind of been to some of his trainings, and he's been to some of ours. So I'm a little more familiar with Nicholas Kirk than I am Edgar Castillo. But another University of Texas product here. So this is the third one that Joe Van has. So they're doing a great job down there with that club that just he's churning out great players with Danica Deaton, Aiden Rivas, and now Edgar Castillo. And there's the first points of the match, a head kick by Castillo. Nick Kirk seated number 7 here, and Castillo is seated number 10. And a head kick by Kirk takes it to 3-3. So nice body shot with the left. Follows with the right axe kick over the shoulder and ties the game at 3-all. Good, great pressure so far by Nicholas Kirk. He's just been on the offense for the majority of this first round. Good off the line roundhouse kicks. You can see he's able to find the distance. Excellent covering by Castillo. It's because it sounds like those are hitting, but they're actually just hitting his forearm guards or his arms. And Castillo scores with the right leg cut inside. So snapping the right leg cut, he gets it. Coach Van asked him to stay in the clinch there, so he does. And Nick Kirk, as the puncher is punching, in this case Castillo is throwing his right hand punch, he just raises his leg and lets the compression of that score. Nick scores again, body shot. So he's got 2 in a row now, kind of inside of Castillo moving in quickly, but Nick Kirk getting the pressure, and he scores again. So Nicholas Kirk finding the range here, scored a punch, scored a body shot right after that. So he takes it up to 10-5. Oh, a nice try by Castillo to go to the head. And now he does score the cut kick. So both these guys really willing to trade kicks and trade points, if you will, and it's showing up with a 10-7 first round. Oh, beautiful off the line left leg by Nicholas Kirk to take it to 12-7. Been impressed with him. He just looks like he just comes at odd times and catches Castillo standing there. Castillo almost scores the head. And Nick Kirk takes a 12-7 lead to the end of this round. This is a great round for both these guys. I don't think either one of them really established himself as the dominant player, but I think Nicholas Kirk has been the better one, not just because of the score, but because he can catch Castillo just kind of off guard, just standing there. Great action. Watch these highlights. You'll see a lot of them here. Here we go back to action round 3. Lights come up. Players are already mixing it up here. 8 seconds into this second round. Castillo's been close with that front leg to the face for him. He's been really close. So.
And as we've seen over the last couple of days, you know, the ones that are close, eventually they find the mark.
Yeah, especially late second and third round,
Right.
as a little bit of fatigue becomes a factor.
Yep.
They find their target a little easier, you know.
That defense starts to erode a little bit. The slight change in head positioning, fatigue does that to you.
Yeah, both these guys have slowed the pace down. That first round, there was just a ton of action. Nicholas Kirk was really pressing the attack. You know, it looks like this may be a strategic thing by Coach Chaw to say, look, we're not going to continue to press that attack. We've got a little bit of a lead. Let's see if we can have Edgar Castillo attack us now. So probably strategic, knowing Sang-Han Chaw and his coaching ability and strategy, basically his strategic thinking. But definitely a different pace. Castillo now on the attack, but he's using a lot of energy, Sherman, and it's gonna manifest itself into some problems if he uses too much.
As much as we say it, you know, you start to see the slower turns and you start to see the slower recoveries.
Right. The altitude's kicking in now on these guys. Both these guys are just not executing like they were in the first round. I mean, they were hitting those things. Both of those kicks and punches would have scored as they were. That back kick's just a little late. Nicholas Kirk is doing everything right, but it's actually a lack of execution, and it looks like it's based on fatigue.
Well, and here's the thing, Jason, he's doing everything he did before.
Right.
But he's not doing it with the same accuracy, precision, and timing that he did before.
Exactly.
Because we have the same score that we've had coming into this round.
Yeah, and they've thrown, both these guys have thrown.
They've thrown a ton of kicks.
Yeah, they have. It's been a ton of techniques. You can leave.
This is an ever-changing process. We have little things pop up and little things happen, and we roll with it.
Absolutely.
We roll tide. Is that acceptable to say to you?
Not to me.
Not to you? Okay. Yeah, I pushed my luck a little bit.
No, they're not in my conference, so we'll deal with it.
So okay, all right.
It is, as this match is winding down, as this round is winding down,
there
I
we
should
go.
say. There's the first points, and he's moved it up to 14-7. So finally someone found, it took us almost two, and the other score. So both players score one time in the second round so far.
And they are literally on E.
Yeah, they're exhausted. And so nothing really changed there other than they weren't doing a ton. Now, will we see a deduction? Nope, we don't see one there that ends the round. So nothing changed. It was 12-7 when we started. It's 14-9 when we ended that round. Sherman, there was a ton of action, but you're right. There was not a ton of connection.
So, Jay, we'll take a little quick technical break. We're working on some things here. And Jason and I will be right back with you in just 1 second.
And third round action, 14-9 for Nicholas Kirk over Edgar Castillo. Both players out of Texas. So interesting enough, we've had 4 straight Texas players. including what we've had, 5 to 6 to take. There, wow, Edgar has really come on strong here. He just scored in bunches. So
he turned this whole thing around in 15 seconds.
Yeah, he did, and very impressed with all of this action here. But the spinning kicks have been the difference now for him. 18 to 21. So Nick Kirk was in control for all of the second round, and he scores to take it to 20-21 with the right leg. So both coaches with some excellent coaching, probably with some let's get going, some motivation. As they just saw kind of a lackadaisical second round, but the third round's been anything but. And Nick Kirk picks underneath, Patrick right underneath there and
with
scores.
The pick. that's one of your staples back in your day.
So he just hits the right leg roundhouse kick underneath and scores. Good try on the back kick, a little late there. Nick tries the axe kick, a little short there.
The interesting thing will be how are we managing our energy in this last minute.
Both great head kick there. Will it be a deduction for him falling or for him grabbing his foot? Yeah,
it was a grab. Good call.
And I thought it was, to be honest. It looked like he had his foot. Why he fell, and Coach Shaw is going to challenge it. I don't think you can overturn this. It was hung up on his arm. He wasn't holding it, but when you keep your arm up and their foot's hung up on it and you start moving forward,
it gives the appearance of entrapment. Right.
Yeah, that's beautiful. The fact that you worked in entrapment today.
Well, there was a great film with Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Yeah, it was.
I loved it.
Well, how they moved through the little laser wires. Oh, it's amazing.
Yes, with the cats. Let's see the video. We'll see the results of the video review in a few seconds. How do you feel about not being able to see the video review on camera? What are your thoughts of that?
Well,
because we've had it both ways.
Yeah, I'm not a fan at all. I mean, I want to know what they're looking at, because it's not because I don't trust the referees, Sherman.
We just want full engagement.
Yeah, and I want to know that they're looking at the right thing. When a coach asks for something, do they go far enough back?
See?
Are they looking for the thing that we asked for? Because there could have been 6 or 7 things we were talking about.
And I'd also like to see them mic the ref, and so we can hear what they're requesting. Because we've seen it happen on a number of trips where the center ref might not have asked for what I really was trying to ask for. You know, and then the WT, they're like, well, whatever he asked for is what we're going to adjudicate.
Right. So nothing changes here. It's 25-22. God, a lot of action in this room. Love this match so far. A great punch. He actually punched the backside, but he hit the chest protector, and they're gonna give him the point for it. He did, and another. And Nick Kirk comes back with a right leg axe kick to tap the back of his headgear. So 2 punches to 1 head kick. So we still keep the 2 point, and he scores. Wow, impressive right now. He scores a right leg, kind of a front leg roundhouse kick. As Nicholas Kirk came in, he just compressed his foot on the chest protector. A little low by Kirk. 29-25, Edgar Castillo holding on to that 4-point lead. A lot of momentum shifts here. Oh, and he scores the head kick, so he's just showing that he's got a little more energy here.
Yep.
Nick Kirk looks a little gassed. 32, now he's up to 32, so we're at 32-25 here.
He looks spent.
Yeah, it's not over though. I'm going to tell you right now, he's not. I think he'll be able to come back and get a few more points. If he could execute that back kick, he'd be right back in it, but right now he cannot, and Edgar Castillo scores again to take it 34-29. Hands are down by Nicholas Kirk. He's got to watch out. He could get really contacted hard to the face. His hands are way down. Oh, a spin hook kick. He hits it. And he hits it.
And now we've had.
Wow, it's beautiful. What a beautiful technique. But he'll get the deduction, so he'll still be down by 1. But that's just it. Just 1, Sherm. Oh, and he throws around us. He throws another and another. And Castillo, and he scores the head kick.
Does he
what
get
a
the
beautiful
head kick?
job. He hits the head kick with no time on the clock to take it 37-37. What a match. What a match by Nicholas Kirk.
I have seen the Great Wall of China. I have seen a man pleasure camel. I've never seen anything like this.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That was a bold
I
strategy.
am without
Cotton.
belief. I am without belief.
A great match, a great third round.
All right, all right. So here we go, golden point round. What do you do, Jay? What do you do? Golden point round.
Well, both guys have been pretty much scoring every kick they threw the last 20 seconds. So I'd go first. Sherm, I would go first.
Yeah, I'd go first.
I wouldn't make this. This is not rocket science here. Both guys, a lot of respect for one another, but I'm kicking first.
Yeah, I'm going to stick that cut out there.
Almost to the head there by Castillo, and he's been able to hit the head. And Nick Kirk's hands are down, so the head kick might be the one.
That was almost it. He got jammed.
Yeah, this is a good. And there it is. It's a right leg cut kick. It's a right leg cut kick by Castillo that scores. Great match, great comeback. First of all, great comeback in the second round by Edgar Castillo, and an amazing comeback by Nicholas Kirk, who really.
That was a fantastic match.
Yeah, one of the best matches of the tournament. So congratulations to both players. Nicholas Kirk on an amazing match, but Edgar Castillo, you win the match. You move on in overtime. So the golden point goes to Edgar Castillo, where he will move to the quarterfinals and get the opportunity to take on Alejandro Chang in the quarters. Quick break here. We'll be right back with you at the 2019 Grand Slam Series here at the National Center of Excellence. And as the players come in, let's give you a little bit of stats. We have a little bit of stats on Calfani Harris here. He's 18 years old. He's 6'1", 67 kilos is what he weighed in. He's coached by Nicky Oliver, and he's been on the Junior World team, where he went to the Junior World Championships. He's also a resident athlete here, so he's someone who's basically decided he's going to relocate to try to further his career. One of the most athletic fighters I think you'll see. On the other side, it's Chan Park. He's 17, one of the youngest players in this division, if not the youngest. Chan is 6'1", 67.9 kilos. His coached by his father, Master Park, and he won the Kim Jong-in Cup recently and got to the quarterfinals, so his top 8 at the national championships. Here we were underway. Both these guys are big 68-kilogram fighters, so good size by both players.
Yeah, it should be good. I think this is the future of this division. You're going to
Yeah.
have to be 6 feet or taller.
Well, what you're going to see is no one knows a lot about Chan Park, but I did actually watch him compete a little bit, and this guy's a good player. He might have run into the most athletic player in every division here. Between C.J. Nicholas and Calfani Harris, they're two of the most athletic guys. They can box jump, 8 feet tall and dunk basketballs all 9 yards. Oh, beautiful. It's like a side hook kick almost, And another sliding front leg. So if Calfani Harris can find the distance on a singular kick, and you know what I mean when I say that, it's just the one kick timing of him, he's going to be really hard to beat because he has a beautiful front leg axe kick over the shoulder.
And he whipped that thing
Well,
back
he
and
threw
forth,
the first one
man.
and got tied up, had the wherewithal to touch it and bring it right back up. And like you said, he didn't kick with it. He whipped it. 8-0. So Chan Park in a little bit of problems. Going to have a little trouble if he can't find the distance to stop the initial kick from Calfani Harris, because Calfani Harris can score easily in bunches if you don't stop the initial kick. Well, that was a good try. He did the right thing there. That's the right thing by Chan Park, is to try to make that cancel a little harder, but in the process he just slipped. So he just slides in with that front leg.
Right, and he
changed it to an axe. There's a double kick there, and Park scores. So that's nice by Park to trade inside. But here comes Calfani Harris. 2 straight cut kicks for points, trying to hit the head for the third, but he scored 2 in a row, and then used his pressure to garner another point by pushing Chan Park out of the boundary line. And that's a great first round by Calfani Harris as he takes a 14-2 lead.
Yeah, it's an excellent round. I like the consistency in establishing the line in the cut. And we establish a line, and the minute you begin to plan your defense around that line, then we shifted to a higher technique.
Yeah, in this case, he shifted to that whipping axe kick that you talked about. And then late in the round, there it is right there. It's beautiful. And then later in the round, he throws 2 consecutive hard sliding cut kicks and scores not 1 out of the 2, but both 2 out of the 2. And that's going to be tough for Park to deal with if he can't stop those initial kicks like I talked about. Third round, 14-4. Here we go. So Chan Park finding ways to get himself back in this match here in the second round. There's the cut, changes it to an axe, scores it, and Chan Park falls down. So Calfani is going to move up to 18-4 now. No deduction. Interesting enough. Yeah, they're going to challenge that, and I think that's a mistake by the referee. I think she didn't waive anything, so that's a deduction for falling. I'm not sure why that didn't come up, but that's probably an error on the referee side, honestly. Simply because he fell down. Now, maybe she waved her hand. Yeah, and an easy challenge here as the player was down on the ground, so clearly he fell down. The referee didn't wave her hand, therefore the deduction has to come up for Chan Park. That's why I said it would be 18-4. They just, could have been forgotten, could have just been set up to be where, he helped him up, thought maybe he's injured, something like that. But at the end of the day, that's a deduction, and so Chin Park will receive a come jump for falling, and Calfani will earn the point for it. And then the other coach asked for something, but he can't ask for something based on that. So they're going to move on. That thing has already been adjudicated. Oh, beautiful head kicks. Calfani 1, 2, 3 without putting it down. Doesn't score, but shows great flexibility. Excellent leg control there by Calfani Harris. Oh, finding the range now as he scores a sliding front leg roundhouse kick right to the body. Tries again. And scores a head kick and another, so double taps that to get 2 of those. So Calfani Harris feeling it now. You can see the energy levels raised with 30 seconds here in the left in the second round. He is on definitely putting it in drive and going to try to make sure he doesn't have to fight a third round here. And that could definitely happen as he's up by 22 points with just about 20 seconds left in this round. That axe kick is problematic for Chan Park. He's just not recognizing that Calfani Harris can bring it up so high, leave it up there for a while, hang it, and then drop it down kind of at will. And another deduction for Chan Park. So Chan Park's going to find himself out of this tournament. He just ran into a buzzsaw in Calfani Harris. He really did. Calfani certainly has the goods, and he showed it there as he is, again, as we talked about, one of the most athletic players. But congratulations, Chan Park, on your Grand Slam debut. But we will give a shout-out to Calfani Harris as he moves into the quarterfinals, where he will take on the winner of this next match between Luis Orosco and Miles Kipman. Congratulations, Calfani Harris and Coach Nikki Oliver. We'll see Calfani again later against this next. So we have one more quarterfinal of the afternoon. It feels like the afternoon. It's only 9:13 in the morning here, so it's actually still the morning.
Gee whiz.
Yeah, we've been here a long time, huh?
Yeah, it just feels like tomorrow.
Yeah, having a good time though, and we're glad you're with us. So please stay with us. Hey, we want some comments. We want some questions. We want to interact with you, our membership here at USA Taekwondo. So tag us in some photos. Get a watch party going. This is the under 68 kilogram category, but sure, we've got the women's minus 57.
Yeah.
And of course the men's minus 80. So we got tons more to come for you guys.
So if there are moments where you hear us resting, it's because we know that we're gonna be here till about 9 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, it's straight through for us, but we hope it's straight through for you.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's Sunday, and we know it's a day of rest. So if you're in church and you weren't able to see this one, and when you get finished, we want you right here with us.
Yes, and if you went to church today, shoot us a line. Tell us what the sermon, what the message was about. I didn't get to go today, so to know that you've been encouraged by something, that's great. Hey, if you're watching football, it's NFL Sunday. If you're gonna be watching football later on today, we hope that your team wins.
Yeah,
unless your team is the New Orleans Saints.
Yes.
We don't want them.
If you're the Chiefs, because my Ravens, so.
Or if you're the Washington football team, because I just never want you all to win any game.
So good luck to everyone except for the Chiefs and the Saints.
Right, and the Washington football team. All right, we'll be back with you guys in just a few moments.
And the players have been in the arena. We're in the round of 16, our last round of 16 in the under 68 kilogram category. We have a match between Luis Orosco from Texas. Luis is 20 years old. He's 5'8", 67 kilograms, and coached by Linda Lauren. He was on our World Cup team this year, so he got valuable international experience on that World Cup team. On the other side, we have Miles Kipman. He's 26 years old. He's 5'9", 68 kilograms, coached by his father, Mr. Kipman. He's been a U.S. Open medalist and a Korea Open silver medalist as well. No Miles from, they live in Maui. That's a tough life. They're living in Maui, you know, but known him for a while. You know, he's been
It's
around.
a rough life, but somebody's got to do it.
Yeah,
I
you know, having your taekwondo school in Maui, it's tough. And honestly, it's interesting because the way that Luis is fighting, Luis is kind of a traditional fighter, but so is Miles. So I think this match should be stylistically similar.
Yeah. A lot more alike than some of these other matches we've had.
Right. And a beautiful head kick and a body shot. So Luis Orozco finding the range early and often as he takes an 8-0 lead. And really feeling good about his competition. Good back leg off the line, doesn't score. Kipman brings the action up and just misses as well. So both guys very close to adding points to their total. Good spin. It's just unfortunate that Orozco kicked on the wrong side for what Kipman thought he was going to do. He thought he was coming the other side as he'd come to that side 3 times in a row. But what does Kipman do? He throws the logical technique, but it's just unfortunate that Luis made a change. Oh, got caught standing there. Wow. And Kipman gets his first point, tries the off-the-line spinning kick, doesn't score, but covered out nicely. But he looked like he was in a little bit of trouble there with just 10 seconds left in the first round. Yeah, great action and pace in the first half of this round. It's kind of slowed down a little bit here in the second half as both guys are kind of conserving a little energy, it looks like. Great job by Luis Orozco to take an 8-1 lead over Miles Kipman. Again, this is the round of 16. We'll have quarterfinal action coming up shortly. We're going to have a special interview with a special Taekwondo dignitary, if you will. Come up here shortly with my partner, Sherman Nelson. So just because the round of 16 is ending, don't go anywhere because you're going to want to see this.
We're not taking a break until we get to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, so don't go anywhere.
Yeah,
and
don't leave. Don't leave. Go get you some snacks. Get you a bit, hydrate. Get some water. And stay right with us.
Yeah, and make sure to look out for this interview because it's coming here shortly. Good second round action here. We're 8 seconds in. It's 8-2, so good touches. Kipman's getting a ton of touches here. People are liking his punches. They scored one of them. Oh, that one was nice too. It didn't get scored, but it was nice as well. Very close. So Kipman's kind of hanging around now. He's only down by 5. Orosco started out at 8-1. Now it's up to 8-3. So chipping away at this lead. Well, it's going to be 9-3. But he's chipping away at this lead, and those double kicks in that axe kick that scored early, now Kipman is covering those. So the difference is there it is. He finally scores the head kick of his own. It comes on the left side. So now it comes on the left side. So there now it's going to move it to 6-9. So we have ourselves a great match here. Oh, and an axe kick by Orosco. Just barely misses the headgear. And a backside roundhouse kick. Look at Miles Kipman. He's just 26-year-old, just knows how to find the chest protector. What do we have? We have a tie game at 9-9. So some good experience. But like I said, both these guys kind of fight similar or the same style. So stylistically, I thought it'd be similar, and it has been to this point. Spin hook kick by Kipman doesn't connect. Double kick here by Orosco doesn't connect either. Looks like that kick was off the leg. We'll see if the referee lets him continue to do that. As long as it's not too low, I think they're okay. Oh, a good try by Orosco, blocked with the hand. And then Orosco goes to the body afterwards to take an 11-9 lead. So a couple momentum shifts here and there goes Kipman. He brings the right leg over the shoulder to score it. Just physical in nature. Again, similar style, similar guys. They do a lot of the same thing. One likes to throw the axe kick. The other likes to throw the roundhouse kick. But either way, they're both throwing about the same timing and both throwing about the same amount of kicks. So unbelievably similar and very, very close match here in the round of 16. Again, Orosco out of North Texas, coached by Linda Lauren. Miles Kipman out of Maui, Hawaii, coached by his father. Again, both these players have been around for a long time. I've watched them both come up through the junior ranks. Now they're in the senior division. Kipman's been in the senior division for a while. Orosco not as long, but again, both players, and you can see some good stats, good highlights here as our camera guys are right on it. They really can find. Look at this view. This overhead view is just with the logo is just textbook. Oh, beautiful follow by Orosco there to the body. They make it look so easy. It's not. As you guys know, they've done this. And a right leg axe kick over the shoulder to take the lead by Kipman. There it is right there. Third round action here in the round of 16 between Miles Kipman and Luis Orosco, and we're already off and running. 10 seconds into the round. Kipman just clinging to a 1-point lead. Orosco started up 8-1, and he has since found his way back into this match and actually taken the lead now, starting the third round. So showing a lot of resiliency here. Oh, and Orosco scores. Beautiful head kick from Orosco. So he's going to get it looks like the head kick point to take it to 14-12, and a punch here. One judge liked it, but the other didn't. Oh, that punch is nice by Miles Kipman, and he does receive the point as he swings his arm a little wide, but that's the trend now, to bring that punch a little wider and make sure everyone can see that you're contacted. And he tries again, but Orosco was ready this time and threw the defensive back kick, and just both players, and then just barely misses. But what happens there, Kipman throws one right back and just barely misses. So again, we talked about how similar these guys are. Couldn't be more similar. Look at Orosco. As he's being punched, he stays in, lifts his leg up, contacts the headgear, and takes the lead back from Kipman. 17-14 now. He does take a deduction for falling, but he'll take that 3-1 any day. One minute or so left in this, and there's a punch by Kipman. He's going to get the punch. I beg your pardon, he gets the points for the roundhouse kick, but so does Orosco. He gets the punch. A beautiful head kick by Orosco. That left leg is going to connect because Kipman's just a little blind to it with his right leg in front. He doesn't seem to see it. It's been super close. He's contacted it a few times. But this has been the problem for Luis Orosco. Some of these athletic moves he's trying are a little bit careless, and he seems to fall. Coach Lauren now is going to ask for a challenge. I think it's on the fall, like maybe he was being held, his leg was being held, or he was being pushed, or as he was kicking. So let's see how this works out. Again, from this booth, we're not going to be able to hear what they're saying. (19-18). Kipman scores to take the lead right back. So we're just switching back and forth. This is great action here. This is a round of 16. Winner moves on to the quarterfinals. Good action. Calfani Harris waiting here. There's that left leg we talked about from Orosco. He's just barely missing. He's just been all over the near the headgear, but just not at good spin. It's good balance as he keeps his balance. We've got 30 seconds left, just a 1-point game. So there comes the lunging punch by Miles Kipman. Doesn't get the point. Didn't contact it good enough in the referee's eyes. And that one will score, as that was clean as can be. So he'll take a 20-18 lead. Luis Orosco needs to garner some energy. He needs to be able to score. He's looking for the head kick. The punch is late there, so he's a little late. He's a little gassed. He's going to have to execute. Wow, that's a tough one as he called him for kicking the leg. So this could go down to one kick here. Nice try by Orosco. And he scored. No, he doesn't. And he does score it. He scores it twice. Unbelievable. He scores 2 of them. He's going to win this match on that with 3 seconds left. He's going to stay out of the way. He's too savvy not to get scored on there. He's going to take another deduction. Just kind of staying in there, hanging in there, and he wins the match 22-25. Luis Orosco, back and forth, starts with an 8-1 lead, finds himself down after the second round and comes back to the third round, down again under 10 seconds, but finds the headgear as we talked about. This time he found it with the axe kick and then found it again to win the match 25-22. So congratulations, Miles Kipman. What a great match for him. He'll have the tough life of flying back to Hawaii. On the other side, congratulations, Luis Orosco. He'll move to the quarterfinals where he'll take on Calfani Harris, who's been waiting after he won his match just a little while ago. So we got your quarterfinal set. So before we take a break, we're going to get you a quick interview with one of the Taekwondo, we say greats. What he is he's someone who's, if you have any history lessons at all in Taekwondo, you'll know that he's a dignitary here in the world of Taekwondo. But so Sherman's going to get that for you momentarily. But let's run down your quarterfinal action here. Our first quarterfinal will be the number 1 seed, C.J. Nicholas. He will take on Will Jackson. Our second quarterfinal will be Aiden Rivas, where he'll take on Charles Bousset. That one's going to be, both those two are going to be great matches. I'm looking forward to those. Our third quarterfinal will be the number 2 seed, Alejandro Chang. He'll take on Edgar Castillo. And last but not least, Calfani Harris in the fourth one will take on Luis Orosco. So there's your quarterfinals. They're set. We're going to be set with you momentarily. So we're going to send you out to an interview with Sherman Nelson and the Taekwondo dignitary surprise guest.
So that was a thrilling match. Can we give it up for both of those players in that match? That's how we want to see a match play out, all the way to the end. So we're not taking a break, but we have an opportunity for a rare interview. And I'm going to get a chance to talk to an actual legend in the sport of Taekwondo. And I know we use that word loosely, but there are some people that actually live up to the description of a legend. And so I was thinking about listing all of his accomplishments, and we don't have that kind of time. So I'm just going to say that this is a gentleman who was a two-time world champion, silver and bronze medalist, who was a two-time Olympic gold medalist and bronze medalist, a four-time World Cup gold medalist, and in 2003, Iran was hit with a horrible earthquake. And this is probably the thing that galvanized him as a legend in my eyes. He donated his medals to raise funds for those persons who were impacted by that earthquake. And this was the point at which, and I've had the opportunity to meet him before. I competed at the World Championships with him in '99, and we had very different outcomes. And that's why I'm here, and that's why he's there. So I would like to introduce to our viewing audience, to those of you here, Hadi Saeed. Great to have you out, sir. Number one, I'm mad that he looks just like he looked in 1999. And this dude has not aged in 20 years. So first, thank you for coming out. What have you been doing since you won? I know the 2008 Olympics was your last competition. What have you been doing since then?
In 2008, I changed the weight because I'm fighting in the 68, under 68. In this time, in 2008, I go to up for 2 days, just 2 days, because in Iran, Federation Iran say no, we never go with in the 68 kilograms, and I go to under 80, just 2 days. I have selection to Iran with 7 people. After 2 days, I win everybody, and then go to selection for Olympic Games, and take the gold medal in the Asian Championships, and then go to Olympic Games. In Olympic Games, my original weight is 69 kilograms, Olympic days.
Wow.
And then all people very tall, very strong, and very big. And in the second competition, I broke in my hands with some people. I have a big problem with my legs. My PCL is broken. And then I fight with people in the finals. And I take the gold medal. Now I'm best athlete from Iran for all of the sport. You know, Iran has the best wrestling and lifting. Now I'm best athlete from all of sport in Iran now.
Well, congratulations. And so I did know about the broken hand and the injured knee because I'm a Taekwondo nerd, so I do the background checking. Yeah, it's you were the role model that the Iranian program modeled themselves after because you were that guy. But I heard that you've been working with horses, that you've been working with Iran's Olympic Committee. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, I'm working with Olympic Committee from Iran now. I'm professional horse riding now and horse jumping. I'm coach in horse riding now. For youth Olympic Games, I'm gonna with my athlete for youth Olympic Games for horse jumping. I'm coach.
Wow. So there is life after Taekwondo, apparently. It's in horse jumping.
Yes. I don't have a Taekwondo club to Iran. I have horse jumping club.
All right, that's good to know. So maybe I'll look into equestrian events. Where are you now in the United States?
In Dallas.
Okay. Linda Lauren told me an interesting story, and I won't keep you very long. She said that he came in and one of the parents were like, "Oh yes, well our instructor has done this and done that, and who are you?" And he was like, "Well, I've done some things." You know, and the average layperson wouldn't know that you're standing there talking to one of the top 3, I believe, most decorated Taekwondo players in history. Sir, it's been an honor for us to receive you. Those of us who OGs out here, we were like, hey, I need to get a picture with Hadi, man. But we're glad to have you, man. What are your thoughts on what Taekwondo looks like now? I know this is very different than the Taekwondo you grew up on. What are your thoughts on 2020's Taekwondo?
Taekwondo is now is very raw, but it's not beautiful. My things. Before Taekwondo is very strong and very beautiful. All technique, tactic is different. Now is good because this is the rule. Who is the best can win.
Right.
This is very good. This is very good for Taekwondo because Taekwondo is now Olympic sports. This one is a body protector and head. For system is electronic is very good. For athlete, I think later more better.
Yeah, there's some equity, there's some fairness. We competed in a day when it wasn't always fair. But the electronic body protector doesn't really know where you're from. It doesn't really know who your grandmaster is. It just kind of scores a point. Again, sir, thank you. It's a pleasure. Hadi Saeed, an absolute legend in Taekwondo. Jose, I hope you got my picture. Okay, because if you didn't, it might be an extra match out here. I'll have to stretch or something and get loose and get ready. All right. As soon as that door opens, we're going to continue our matches. We wanted to give our referees a break. Are you guys enjoying the action today so far? Yeah. That under 68 division, they get it in, man. They're got them Samasoso brothers. You can always count on them for a yell. Oh, and if you thought it wouldn't happen on Sundays, HU, every day, all day. It's a thing. When you go to Howard University, it's a thing. All right, so when the referees come back and that blue door opens, that's the cue for us to go back to action. So if you're going to take a restroom break, take it now, and we'll be right back with you.
See ya real soon!
Man, I'm so excited for the Grand Slam to come on.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's not coming on today.
I don't want to hear that. Trust me, it's coming on.
Okay.
Just trust me, okay?
All right.
Trust me.
All right. Our first quarterfinal match in the men's under 16 division in blue from Colorado, Carl Nicholas. And in red from Texas, William Jackson.
And the players have entered the arena. The first time we've seen Carl Nicholas, we're going to call him CJ as that's what he goes by. So CJ Nicholas He's here for his first match of the day. He's the number 1 seed. CJ is 6'2" and 68 kilograms. He's a 6-time national champion, and that's a lot of juniors too. But he did go to the Pan Am Games, and he won a junior world medal, so that's an impressive feat. On the other side, we've seen William Jackson. He dispatched Trent Alberts in the round of 16. He's 25 years old. He's 5'7". He's 68 kilograms. And Will is a bronze medalist at the World University Games. He was on the World Cup team. He won a gold at the German Open as well. The size difference here is going to be noticeable right off the bat, as we know Will is the shortest player in the division. CJ at only 18 years old is one of the youngest guys, but he's got a nice resume for being 18. CJ now living here, so he's training with Gareth Brown. Good action with 30 seconds left. We're just trying to kind of watch this action as these guys move so fast. TJ Curry coaching. There's CJ Nicholas, contacts William. TJ Curry coaching CJ. Good. CJ Nicholas just finding the range now, and this height differential could be a problem for Will Jackson, as CJ just at a full 60, he fights 68 and even 74. I watched him win the Pan American Open at 74 kilograms, so he fought a heavier weight division, won that, and it looked amazing at that weight, cutting a lot of weight here for the 68. Will Jackson, though, as more of a 63, he fights mostly 63, so again, 2 different weight divisions that are combined. It might show up a little bit here with obviously the height, but also maybe the weight down the line. Again, Will Jackson, beautiful spin kick by Will Jackson. Doesn't get the points, but just let CJ Nicholas know, if you're going to run in like that, I'm going to make you pay. And CJ at 9-1 now, watching for the turn, you can see. A great idea by Will Jackson to spin. He's just a little late, and CJ Nicholas kind of recognizes it and fades to his left so he doesn't get scored on. So moves in with his front leg axe kick, but fades to the left to make sure he doesn't get scored on. And Will Jackson lunging in with that punch and gets it. CJ up to 12-2 now, so the number 1 seed kind of having his way so far with a 10-point lead over the gamey Will Jackson, who's just super physical, and he might be short, but he's not going to go away. Good round for both guys, but CJ's kicks just scored, honestly, and Will spins didn't, and that's the difference in this match so far. So we're in the quarterfinals. This is our first quarterfinal with the winner moving to the semis. CJ is the number 1 seed. Will Jackson was the number 8 seed, so 1 versus 8 is really true to form at the quarterfinals at this point. Good highlights here. We'll let you watch these highlights. Back to action here in the second round of the quarterfinals. CJ Nicholas in the blue, Will Jackson in the red. Under 68 kilogram category here at the Grand Slam in Colorado Springs at the National Center of Excellence. Will Jackson with a nice cut flip over the shoulder, just couldn't quite reach the very tall CJ Nicholas. And CJ contacts Will right in, if I'm not mistaken, he got him right in the face and slips. CJ up to 15-12. It's hard to tell if he hit it. That's really going to be hard for me to tell. I'm going to have to see the highlights, but Will's got one eye even closed, so he might have been kicked right in the eye, and yeah, he's struggling right now. Will's such a tough guy. He's just going to fight one eye open. He impresses me with his just mental and physical toughness, because he's literally blinking like he's got something wrong with his eye. So he got contacted in the face, I think. Again, he was on the opposite side of where the camera was from us. So good punch by Will Jackson as he takes it to 15-3. We're halfway through this match with 1 minute left in the second round. C.J. Nicholas with a 15-3 lead over Will Jackson. Will Jackson's going to have to start pressing the pace a little bit, because CJ's right now owning the middle of the ring and keeping Will on the boundary. Good snapping cut by Nicholas. Foot, a little bit, looked like maybe caught an elbow there by C.J. Nicholas. Just feeling it in his foot. Good punch by Will Jackson. That's what he does. He kind of hangs around, and all of a sudden he's got a couple of points. If he can connect on one of those spin kicks, we're going to have himself a match. But at this point, he'll garner a deduction, so it's 16-4. So C.J. carrying a 12-point lead with 25 seconds left here in the second round of this quarterfinal match. Oh, and another face kick. The same exact type of kick where and again, CJ just feeling it right now. Will Jackson just gets caught standing there twice. And CJ Nicholas is now taking it to 24-4. No answers from Jackson on those. And another. Just no answer. He scores to the body. And another. CJ Nicholas in firm control. And he's going to gap Will Jackson. That's impressive, because this match wasn't that far. But Will Jackson took 3 in a row right to the face. He's going to have to be looked at, because 2 of those were pretty solid. Will Jackson, extremely tough competitor. He'll be back, but a little shell-shocked right now that he was in this match. You guys can see what happens real quick. There's the face kick there that we want to see that again. Hopefully we'll get to see that again. That was, see how hard it was. It looked like it was really, really strong, almost right to the eye. Wow, that's one. That was really hard. Look, and look, she breaks it. She'll break it and it'll bring it back. Watch this, Sherman. She breaks it. She brings it back. He does it again. And one more time. He's just looking for it over and over again, and Will just can't recognize it. At this point, the match's over. But he does get he misses that, but he gets this right there, that left leg right there. So, that's both legs, but that left leg to the face was the difference. He hit it multiple times, and he didn't just hit it, but he hit it really hard, and Will Jackson's going to feel that tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll get him checked out.
That's a tough shot. That's it right there. That's the one right in the face.
It's that scraping one.
Yeah, great job.
We've seen that with
Wiggins. What a great job with the camera angle, because I couldn't see that initially, and he finds a different camera angle and shows it to you guys. You can see not only did it hit him right in the face as he's spinning, and he had the wherewithal to try to finish his spin and grab his eye. So Will Jackson, a tough competitor. He'll be back. Congratulations, making the quarterfinals. But C.J. Nicholas, the #1 seed, moving on to the semifinals. Up next, we're going to have Aiden Rivas and Charles Bousset. That's our second quarterfinal. And honestly, for me, this is the most anticipated quarterfinal, Sherman, for me. I just think that the style is, I've seen them compete against each other. It's very, very fun match to watch. So as far as a quarterfinal, this one's the most interesting from my standpoint. I think their styles are similar in a sense. Both guys want to be offensive and physical, so I'm looking forward to this quarterfinal for sure. And the players have entered the arena. Aiden Rivas in blue, he dispatched David Cabrera from Texas in his first round match, where Charles Merced took out Oliver Largaespada. So these guys have met several times before. They're going to meet here. I watched them compete for the collegiate team spot under about 6 months ago. Back and forth. One won the first match, one won the second match. The third match could have gone either way, and actually was deductions as Aiden Rivas was winning the match, but was lost on deductions. He had 10 deductions, so as he had a point lead, he actually lost the team spot based on deductions. Tough loss for Aiden Rivas there. Both these guys. So again, the most anticipated quarterfinal match for me to this point of the tournament. Both guys 22 years of age, known each other for a long time, coming through the ranks against each other. Good punch by Busette. Good cut by Charles Busette. It's interesting, Terrence Jennings asked for a two motion, and he got it. And he got it again and a third time.
Good.
Rivas inside left leg is really good, though. He countered with one of those and got one back.
It's interesting to see how dialed in these athletes are to Terrence's coaching.
Yeah, working full-time, as we talked about it. That's a full-time program, so. There's where Aiden Rivas is going to make his money right there.
Left leg inside.
He pushes through, kind of rotates his body and scores with the left leg inside. Now, both of his points have come from that. So he's down 7-4 as he'll get a deduction. Looks like.
So I think they're going to challenge that. We need to negate the inside left leg if he committed an infraction to score that point. I don't know if the hold was after that or not, but we'll see.
Okay, so Sherman, that's a great point, and I'm going to bring this up to you. I don't know how you hold and roundhouse kick like that. So I'm going to go back to
I know how you can push and roundhouse kick like that. But
so I don't know how you hold. Now, maybe if you hold in the chest protector, okay, grabbing the chest protector and kicking, but to actually hold something, that has to be what it is. And if he didn't do that, not only should there not been a deduction, how are they going to take these points away? But let's look at it right here. Yeah, maybe holding the
might have been on the sleeve.
Okay,
right.
Fair enough. And Terrence Jennings is going to have a good point here. So if that's the case, then this could get overturned and he'll lose 2 of those points.
Then it goes back to 7-2.
Yeah, the problem is now you challenge. Should there even be a deduction? Yeah, I'm not sure he grabbed. That's a tough one. Great game work. Kyle Wiggins, he's on it. And he wins the challenge.
And he wins the challenge.
Yeah, again,
good call.
If the deduction's going to come up, those points can't score.
Right.
They can't score. So a good coaching by Terrence Jennings is he'll get the points removed, the 2 points removed, because he scored the points while incurring an infraction.
Right. That's why, as a coach, you have to, one, know the rules, know the application of them, but you've got to be paying attention. And you've got to have a line of communication.
Oh, Busette over the shoulder.
Nice right leg over the shoulder.
Wow, Charles Busette really finding. He actually got 10 and 13 with that, based on the fact that. So he's in a little bit of trouble. Aiden Rivas is in a little bit of trouble here because, he scores there. He can find ways to score, but probably if you want to talk about maybe the Achilles heel of Aiden Rivas' game is this covering of his head. Good punch there. Doesn't score.
Rivas' inside game is going to be hampered.
Gets caught standing there and not covering. You know, again, Aiden Rivas can score in bunches, but he can give up a lot because he's not covering as well as he should. He's down 16-4 here. And this is surprising to me because and they'll challenge that he was pushed out of bounds. We'll get to see it here on the replay, I'm sure. Interesting. Yeah, just looking at the initial one that I got to see from some other angle, that's going to be a tough to overturn. Yeah, so it's rejected there. So, yeah, again, I'm not sure I'm using my card there. I know that Charles Busette wanted Terrence to do that, and Terrence maybe felt obligated, but I know that he was questioning whether that's the appropriate time to use that card.
Yeah, with a 10-point lead in round one, I might hold on to my card.
Yeah, and again, I'm not second-guessing the coach because the player's begging for him to do it, so the player feels super confident that's the case. And sometimes as a coach, you have to trust in that. But it just didn't look like, even though it probably, there's a nice head kick by, wow, that's unfortunate. That thing totally hit. And a beautiful double kick by Busette.
Beautiful.
And Aiden Rivas has been it's been a little unfortunate because I see him getting some scores. He's just not getting the points. The head kick should have scored, but Charles Busette's been the one today. He looks, almost there. But Aiden's not scoring. He's not covering inside. And it's been the difference in this match is the lack of covering by Rivas. Charles Busette way out in front now with a 22-6 lead.
Nice, healthy lead.
Yeah, I don't have, if I said to you what to tell either one of these players, there's not a lot to say. Aiden Rivas isn't covering. He's doing good taekwondo. He's throwing good head kicks. But he's not getting caught with things that he shouldn't be getting caught with. He's getting caught with things that are just basic, that you can't give up a double kick. You should be able to have your hands and tight your body. He gets caught with an off-the-line roundhouse kick there. It's just literally kind of switches kind of casually and gets caught standing there. So I feel like I love Aiden Rivas' game, and he's one of my favorites to watch. But he does lack at times. He'll lack the cover.
And the execution.
To try to, because he wants to score so bad, and I love that about him as a player. But at this point, he's just got to get his cover tighter. He can get himself back in this match. The problem is, if he gives up too many too quick here, he might look up and he might be down by 20 before the end of the
second round.
Yeah, well, by the end of the second round, I should say. All right, we're here in second round action here in the quarterfinals between Aiden Rivas and Charles Busette. And a punch by Rivas, but they give the punch to Busette. They both punch at the same time. And there's Rivas. There's his inside scoring. There's a head kick. And there's a head kick by Busette. Now you can see that Aiden Rivas can score in bunches. So when I say he's not out of this, I'm being truthful. He's not out of it. Charles Merced is a savvy player that is really taking his game to another level. So he's going to be hard to come back on, but I don't think this will be a gap, Sherman. I just don't think that can happen here with these guys.
Nice off-the-line roundhouse kick. Precedent setting.
Oh, beautiful shot there by Rivas.
Oh, he comes back.
And another. That's what I'm saying.
He gave him an up and
That's what I'm telling you. I've been trying to tell everybody, stay with us, viewers, because he can score in bunches like that. He's one of my favorite guys to watch, and that's why. Look at this. This thing has changed. The complete momentum changed in less than 40 seconds. There's the roundhouse kick scores.
And a beautiful.
Yeah, they gave. No, I'm going to tell you this. They gave. This is a mistake here. I don't know what happened, but Charles Busette. I don't understand how points came up for Rivas that aren't more than that, because I saw points come up and they were pushed points by the judges. So whether they pushed a punch or a kick, I'm not sure, but I think they put somehow a kick has come up, and he turned. Okay, it was a punch. Okay, that made more sense. Yeah, he didn't deserve that point, and I knew that. So. Oh, Busset now he's kind of gathered himself after that onslaught by Rivas, and he's got himself back to a 7-point lead. But I didn't think this would be a gap. I still don't think. I think this third round is going to be great. Again. Yeah, that's a strange deduction. I don't understand. What is the deduction for?
I've never really understood that.
Yeah, I don't understand what the deduction's for. For pushing out of the jam, everybody's been doing it for 2 days. So if that's what we're calling, I want to try to hear this. Yeah, that's denied, and we watched the replay, and we're not sure what it was for. We'll try to find out what that was actually for, but for a kind of a misconduct, if you will, it doesn't make any sense to me. Again, we can't hear everything out there. Oh, and there's going to be the biggest kick of the match so far was the 360 roundhouse kick by Charles Busset. He garnered himself some big points there to take his lead back up to double digits.
Yeah, I think that referees believe that if you slide by like that, you had to hold to do it. Which, I don't think is always the case, but we have under 10 seconds left. We have an 11-point lead.
Oh, great head kick. Wow, Charlie Busquets scored underneath it, and the head kick doesn't score. So he's got himself a 13-point lead. It feels like he's way in control at 35-22, but as you saw before, he was in deep trouble, and he dug himself out very quickly in 20 seconds. So obviously far from over. Again, giving him 35 points to a really good player in Charles Busset. I mean, he's a really, elite player. It's too many points. Can't give those points. That's what I liked about Rivas. Look at that. That's beautiful. Just leg control. My favorite combo of the whole day right there. Great back kick. Charles Busset with another body shot right there, take it to 15. And Aiden Rivas with a head kick there. But he does slip down and fall down, so that's trouble for him. Well, he calls him for grabbing. Yeah, that's tough. I couldn't tell if he held or not. He's just not getting the breaks right now, and that happens in these games. So give Charles Busset a lot of credit.
They set the precedent for it in the first round when they negated that inside kick because of the grab.
Yeah.
And he's gotten 3 calls for grabbing. So now it is in the mind of the referee that when he's inside and kicking, he's grabbing.
Oh, beautiful. He gaps him. Wow, with a beautiful back kick underneath. He gets the score and gets the gap. Congratulations, Charles Doucette. A great half of the second round.
Yeah.
And then an impressive third round. That match is way closer than that score, but I'm going to give the credit. All goes to Charles Doucette. Aiden Rivas, he's a good player, Sherman.
That was
a
great closeout to a match, though, Charlie. Excellent job. Well played, sir.
Yeah, congratulations, Charles Doucette. He was amazing today. He looks like he may be the one to beat.
Yeah.
I know, of course, CJ looked really great in his first match. We haven't even got to see the impeccable Alejandro Chang, who I love to watch.
Ali, yes.
Yeah, and of course, down at the bottom, don't forget about Calfani Harris, who quietly goes around and scores point after point. So we got a lot of those high seeds left. Up next, we're in the bottom half. Here he comes. It's the number 2 seed. You haven't seen him yet. You're going to see him quickly in Alejandro Chang. So Alejandro Chang's going to take on a bantamweight that won the collegiate championship, Edgar Castillo. And last but not least, we'll have our fourth quarterfinal of the day in the under 68 kilogram division. We'll finish up with Calfani Harris and Luis Orosco. So stay with us here at USA's Taekwondo Grand Slam at the National Center of Excellence in Colorado Springs.
Quarterfinal match. In blue, from Virginia, Alejandro Chang. And in red, from Texas, Edgar Castillo.
We're back with our third quarterfinal of the under 68 kilogram category. Jason Poos here with you with Sherman Nelson. We're chopping it up. We're at the National Center for Excellence, and we're in the quarterfinals. Edgar Castillo took out Nicholas Kirk in overtime. It could have gone either way. It was a great match, maybe the match of the day so far between Nicholas Kirk of Texas and Edgar Castillo of Texas. Castillo wins that in overtime, so the 19-year-old will now move on to face Alejandro Chang. Alejandro Chang, one of the taller of the 63s. He's at approximately 6'1". Don't have all of his information right now of his age, but I think he's. We do know that he's really good, and we also know that he's been on our national team twice now. Got to the quarterfinals of the World Championships 2 years ago. Great cut kicks by Alejandro. He's so much more experienced than Edgar Castillo. It's going to show up here. And he contacts the head as he's falling, so he has the wherewithal to have his foot on the shoulder, but he knows he's in trouble falling. But what does he do? He pulls his foot across, taps the headgear, and gets the points. Beautiful left leg, hanging, drops it in and throws the right leg hard roundhouse kick to the body. Inside double kick doesn't score, but just shows that he can do it all. He's not just a long front leg fighter with good size and length, but can throw the inside double kicks, the more traditional style of sport taekwondo.
Right.
Yeah, Ollie's getting a lot of touches here. Alejandro really knows what he's doing, and Castillo looks a little bit shell-shocked right now. He came out, he was down 8-0, with about 20 seconds into the match, and I don't know if he's really figured out.
Recovered from that yet?
Yeah, I don't know if he's really figured out he can recover in time to score some. So you're right, he hasn't recovered from it, and it's kind of showing here. Good punch by Alejandro Chang. And a good axe kick that actually contacts the headgear and the face. So that's a tough kick. Edgar Castillo's a tough guy because he took that right in the face. Good punch there by Chang. Oh, an off the line roundhouse kick scores that as well. So really finding the range now. And Edgar Castillo's in a lot of trouble, it looks like, because he's getting Alejandro scored head kicks, body kicks, punches. He's scored every single type of kick or punch he can do to this point. That he's thrown, he can score. And Castillo was in a physical match with Nicholas Kirk, so he's probably had a little bit taken out of him as well.
Yeah, that had a cost. That had a cost.
Well, it scores. Castillo finally does go. He does get on the board to make it. He had 2 deductions, so it was 21-2. But he got on the board there late to make it 21-4. So, showed some resiliency to try to stay in this match down 21-4.
Eat at Joe's. All right, so we are back. 21-4. You know what? When I look at his body language, I believe that Castillo's first match might have taken a little more out of him than he anticipated. And Alejandro is coming in fresh with the number 2 seed. You're getting the bye, and then you're out there with a goon. And Ali's he's a sweet kid with a great father, a great family. But he's a goon when he puts on that equipment.
Yeah. In the ring, he's just hard to deal with. He's up to 32-5 now, and this thing probably not going to go past this round, just simply because Castillo's a little worn out, and Alejandro Chang is just at another level here than Castillo. Castillo's going to stand in there and fight. I love that about him. And Joe Van, he's again one of the hottest coaches in USA Taekwondo right now.
Yeah.
Out of Texas. I really like Joe. It pains me that he wears that Longhorn shirt, though.
Yeah, I spoke to him about that. I asked him, would he mind changing for me, and he told me to hook him. So I left it alone.
It's funny because I couldn't be a bigger fan of a program than the Texas program. I love those kids. I love the coach.
Yeah.
Aiden Rivas, Danica Deaton. I've got to know them, and I love spending time with them because I think they're such great players and great individuals.
Great people, right?
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoy being around Jovan. I just think their future's so bright. Just being a Sooner, it's hard to see. Oh, good cut kick.
That's a beautiful
wow.
defensive.
Yeah.
Now that is a stab.
Yeah, I would definitely call that a defensive stab kick. So. Cheers, mate. Cheers, Gareth. Paul.
Yes, and Gareth, I muted down the suit jacket today because today is Sunday. It's the day I rest. I let even my flair rest on Sundays. But thank you for noticing, Coach Brown. I can't wait to be sitting in this booth with you.
Yeah, we're looking forward to having Coach Brown here full time. He's going to be here just, I think, a couple of days away, and we're going to have Coach Gareth Brown full time in the United States. It's exciting times here at USA Taekwondo. Can't wait to have him here. Can't wait to spend time not just with the athletes here, but all the athletes in the U.S.
Sure.
So you can see what we see in that. He is the real deal. And, of course, Paul Green.
Our coaching director.
Do I need to say any more? It's the incomparable Paul Green.
Who is a living ball of energy. Great person, man. I can't wait to mix it up with our bros from across the ocean.
Yeah,
across the pond.
I'm looking forward to that as well. When Paul gets here, I'm going to have to. There's that gap that we talked about. We've kind of stayed off the match because Alejandro in firm control and going to move on to the semifinals as the number 2 seed. We taught Paul how to do all those kicks, and then he did it on the internet here for today's Taekwondo. So
and we didn't get any thanks for it.
Yeah, so Paul, I know you appreciate me giving you all those tips on how to throw this technique so well. I gave you a lot of tutelage, and it worked out well for you. Yeah, he's an amazing. He still kicks like he's 18 years old. So just an amazing coach. We're glad to have you guys here. We're so excited to have these guys here with USA Taekwondo. I thought it was an amazing hire by our CEO, Steve McNally, and we're going to continue to move forward with this generation of athletes, with these great coaches, and the future couldn't be brighter here at USA Taekwondo. Well, guess what, Sherman? We have semifinals of our division today.
We still have a quarterfinal left.
Yeah, but we have some semifinals set. So let's talk about the first semifinal we have set. It's CJ Nicholas. CJ Nicholas and Charles Busset, right? So that's exciting. On the other side, we've got Alejandro Chang, who's waiting for, guess what? Calfani Harris and Alejandro Chang. So it's coming. And you guys can hear that we're trying to find out something amiss back there. Are they going to compete? So we're hearing a little bit of things here and there. And hopefully we're going to have competition between Harris and Orosco. But we're hearing a few things, so we're just going to kind of wait here for just a second to see if everything's good to go. We have one semifinal set between Nicholas and Busset, and the other one will be Alejandro Chang versus either Calfani Harris or Luis Orozco. So this is a packed division. So who's ever in this second semifinal, those 4 players are literally 4 of the best players, not just in this division, but I think 4 of the best players in the country in any division, pound for pound. So I'm excited to see these guys get out there and compete. We're gonna get some information for you. Stay with us here at the Grand Slam. This is the under 68 kilogram category here at the National Center of Excellence in Colorado Springs, Colorado. and the players have entered the arena. We do have a match, and we're excited about it. Here we go. Calfani Harris, who he dispatched Chan Park in the round of 16. Calfani with a gap, so he looks great today. Now he'll move up against Orosco, who won last second with 2 head kicks to beat a game Miles Kipman from Hawaii. So Orosco now, Calfani now, Harris now. So Luis and Calfani know each other well. I don't think I've ever seen them compete against each other, so this should be interesting. Again, stylistically, a little different though, because Luis is going to look for some inside stuff and some occasional sneaky head kicks. Calfani is going to be coming the whole time. He's going to be attacking the whole time. He's going to be throwing that head kick, that axe kick the whole time. We're back to action here. This is our final quarterfinal in this under 68 kilogram category. Calfani Harris in the blue, Luis Orosco in the red. Both guys have touched the headgear, chest gear already, so they've had some good contact already.
They found the space.
Calfani Harris throwing the axe kick, just barely misses, throwing the round kick, barely misses that, and then tries to follow up, but he gets a slip by Orosco, and now it's at 1-0 for Calfani Harris. Harris a lot bigger than Luis Orosco here.
Yeah.
I watched Luis Orosco quite a bit at the national championships, and boy, he's gotten a lot better. He does fight 63 kilograms, so he's in that smaller division, and it kind of looks small here in this one. But he looked great at national championships. If I'm not mistaken, he might have got to the finals. I know he medaled. And another deduction point for Calfani Harris.
Worth noting, Jason, this is the first match we've had at this Grand Slam where we have 2 female coaches. The problem is that shouldn't seem odd. We should have more women coaches.
Yeah, that's exciting though, and you know what it is? There's not a ton of female coaches in our pipeline, and we want more and we need more, you know. So, but these 2 are obviously world class, and they're here coaching at the Grand Slam. I love it. Oh, got his foot stuck up on there. Now they're going to call him for pushing him out of bounds, and I think that's a pretty appropriate call.
That's
it's a
the
great
right
call
call
by the referee. I know that he didn't feel like he was pushing, but he actually was. So it's 4-0 now. Calfani Harris is just about to find the range with that head kick. He's been all over the shoulders, but he hasn't quite found the headgear. Orosco can't back straight up like that. He'll be in a lot of trouble with a big, strong Calfani Harris.
Because we're at 5 Gamjung penalties, and we still have 30 seconds left to go in this first round.
I don't know. And we talked about that yesterday, Sherm. You know, you can give up some deductions around here, but you just got to start thinking about this as 6 minutes. Wow, I think it's going to be another. So he looks a little like he's limping a little bit.
Looks a little beat up. Yeah, a little beat up.
Yeah, he had a war with
Miles
Kipman.
That Miles Kipman match was one of the matches for the ages.
Yeah, he scored 2 head kicks late. I mean, the momentum shifts that we had were crazy. I mean, he was up by 8, and then he was down by 3, and he's up by 2, then down by 1. It was a great back and forth match, but he definitely can't handle the cut of Calfani Harris.
No,
Calfani Harris now knows it.
And this is 8 Gamjum penalties in 1 round, and I don't know that I've ever seen that.
Well, the fact that Calfani hasn't even scored a point because he hasn't had to is pretty interesting as well. So all those points came on those 8 deductions.
He tried to score there.
While we're watching some replays, we want you guys to remember, take a photo of your watch party and tag us in it. Let's send it to us. We want to see what you're doing here on this beautiful Sunday afternoon at our inaugural Grand Slam. This is the senior Grand Slam, but we've got a junior Grand Slam and a cadet Grand Slam coming up.
Yep.
We're going to talk about those today. We're going to talk about dates. We're going to talk about, you know, hopefully we get a chance to find out who some of the players are, but the junior one's not until far away, so we don't know who's actually registered at this point. So we could definitely give you times and dates as far as when it's going to be. We won't have the schedule for you, but we do know that your Grand Slam's coming right here at the National Center for Excellence. Round two, here we go. 8-0, Calfani Harris with 8 deductions against Luis Orosco, so he's going to have to find a way to attack. There's 9th deduction there, so one more and this match could be over pretty fast. Here comes the hard cut and the axe kick there that almost scores. I like Luis Orozco. So far now he's
had to remind him that you have 9.
Yeah, but he's also pressing. It's a good punch there. So he's pressed. He's decided I'm going to press the attack. So if I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out swinging, and I love that. And a great head kick, and he goes down. That's going to end the match. 12-0. 13-0, I should say. That ends the match with 10 deductions. So congratulations, Calfani Harris, on a dominating performance. He will move to the semifinals. And again, 2 great semifinals, Sherman. We've got Charles Bousset and C.J. Nicholas. That's 1 versus 4. Interesting enough, I beg your pardon, 1 versus 5. On the other side, we've got the 2 seed and the 3 seed going at it with Calfani Harris and Alejandro Chang. So we've got a little bit of a break for the first time this morning. So you guys know this. We're into the semifinals now, so we want to take a small break, set up our semifinals for you guys. So
All right, that concludes the first portion of this session for men's -68. The matches will resume at 10:45 a.m. Again, we'll start our semifinal matches with Nicholas in blue versus Bousset in red at 10:45 a.m.
you're seeing great highlights here as I'm watching, but Calfani just too dominant there as he dispatches of Orozco. Congratulations, Orozco. Quarterfinal finish here at the inaugural Grand Slam. But we've got semifinal action coming up at 10:45 with C.J. Nicholas and Charles Bousset. So a small break here at the National Center of Excellence. This is the Grand Slam Series. You're chopping it up with Jason Poos, Sherman Nelson Jr. We'll be right back at 10:45 with our first semifinal in the under 68 kilogram division. Chop.
Who's ready to change the game?
I am.
I am. I am.
Fear of retaliation. A culture of non-reporting. Who's ready to end abuse in sport?
I am.
I am.
I am.
Are you ready to change the game?
See ya real soon.
Man, I'm so excited for the Grand Slam to come on.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's not coming on today.
I don't want to hear that. Trust me, it's coming on.
Okay.
Just trust me, okay?
All right.
Trust me.
Hey guys, what are you doing?
Watching the Grand Slam.
Grand Slam? Isn't that September 27th through the 29th?
The Grand Slam will be on September 27th through the 29th. It'll be live streamed on Facebook and YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, have a viewing party at your Taekwondo school or at home. Post a picture on social media, then tag USA Taekwondo for a chance to be featured on the USA Taekwondo social media page.
How did he get his gear on so fast?
I don't know.
This is Taekwondo. I know they say that soccer is the beautiful game, but to us, this is the beautiful game. Moving together, giving our all, putting in the work, measuring ourselves against ourselves. This is the beautiful game. Whether we win or lose, we risk it all.
Hey, this is Coach Nelson, your Minister of Information. I get to interview one of my friends from way back in the day, Angel Arazamendi. We were competing back in the 20 years ago. You were a flyweight winning nationals and winning collegiates and winning medal after medal and whacking people and knocking people out. Yeah, we had some great times, didn't we? There was a camaraderie then that we get to exist in now as 40 and 50-year-olds from the days when we were 19 and 20. Listen, what do you think? Two questions. What do you think about this facility and this competition so far?
Well, it's a pleasure to be here, and what a great job Steve McNally, his staff, and all of you guys are doing. This is unprecedented. I've never seen a place that has so much excitement, and yes, it's small, but it's growing. And it's my first time here, and I'm super thrilled. The athletes got to feel very excited. I wish you and I would have got to fight in places like this, right? I mean, we did, awesome. And it would have been a lot of fun. Yeah. So amazing facility.
And it is, and that's why I really wanted to do this interview, because you have a lot of historical context. We have we have been friends for 30-something years. Yes. We've not always agreed on the execution, but we've always had one thing in common. We want to see the very best for our athletes and for our country. What's your take on where Taekwondo is going now?
Well, one of the things that makes USA Taekwondo strong is that disagreement that you and I have had, which has been so cordial, so professional, which is where we have to keep it. I think Steve McNally, his staff, is moving in the right direction. I think that the new pathways are exciting. I'm a coach. I'm a coach, and I'm like, wow. Now I know exactly what we have to do. I disagreed a little bit with the point chasing. Yeah. It was a little bit expensive.
As most of us did.
But I think it was a step, and here we are. And then, of course, we're going to tweak it. But look at all these opportunities. Yeah. And I hear about things that the administration is going to be doing for B teams and cadets. And so I urge everyone. Let's give them ideas. Let's stand with because we're there for our kids. Right? We're here for developing the future Olympic champions. Right. Otherwise, we're going to have to go into horseback riding.
Yes, listen, and you have been that guy that has always, you have always said, if you have ideas and suggestions, send them in. And there are a lot of people who complain, but they don't want to help. And that's why constructive disagreement is healthy.
It is very
right,
healthy.
because it gets us to, we wouldn't have gotten this if we hadn't disagreed about some processes in the past.
And sometimes we have to be wrong, right? Sometimes I think the administration is making things a lot better. Yeah. And if we give them the right feedback and we say, hey, what about this? That what I like about Steve McNally's administration is that they listen. Yeah. They listen. And, I know some of my own friends are going to be like, well, Angel, wait a minute. And I'm like, I like this new direction. Right. I like the pathways, and I like this location.
Right. And listen, you get on Steve more than anybody else. But we have leadership, and you and I both know, coming from the USTU days to now, that we haven't always had leadership we could talk to.
So absolutely.
Right, and that's significant.
I just hope that before this end, I get one of your chops.
Oh, well, listen, Angel, it has been a pleasure interviewing you, and you're going to get the switch hand chop. You know what that is?
Hi!
A lot of people don't get the switch hand chop, but he deserves it. Thanks.
Who's ready to change the game?
I am.
I am. I am.
Fear of retaliation. A culture of non-reporting. Who's ready to end abuse in sport?
I am.
I am.
I am.
Are you ready to change the game?
semifinal match in blue from California, and in red from Nevada, Charles Buffet.
And you heard the players. They've announced Sherman's brought them in. They're here. We're our first semifinal in the red. Charles Busette out of Nevada. You heard Sherman. In the blue, Alejandro Chang. I beg your pardon. It's CJ Nicholas. I'm looking at the wrong player. But number 1 seed here. We've had a 1 seed win every single division to this point. But this would be a tough one. Charles Busette coming off of a great quarterfinal against Aiden Rivas, where he actually ended up with a 20-point gap, and it's maybe the most stunning outcome of the day. CJ really long,
Yes.
and really athletic. So Charles has just been everything has been scoring for Charles today. He's been really on his game. He's really been really accurate, and I bet his scoring percentage is probably the highest of the afternoon.
Yeah, he's batting around 800 or 900.
Yeah, standing room only here at the National Center of Excellence. So great crowd on hand for these under 68 kilogram fighters.
I actually feel a change in the tension in this space.
Yeah, it has changed. And interesting enough, both guys have kind of changed their demeanor. Like CJ was really offensive and moving forward, and as well as Charles. But neither one of them, they're showing some respect is what they're doing.
Sure. And there's a place for healthy respect.
Oh, beautiful kick by
good
CJ.
on that second and third pump.
Yeah, it was the third actually.
Yeah.
And it just barely grazed the headgear. And a great defensive cut kick. So CJ Nicholas extending his lead to 5-0 with 18 seconds left here in the first round of the semifinals. Oh, and a nice athletic kind of delayed axe kick over the shoulder, but give Charles credit. He covered it out, kind of saw it at the last second.
He knows that that's in CJ's repertoire.
Yeah, it is. And he might be the best at it here today. Calfani
Very
would probably
nice
say
turn.
he'd be good with it too. Good 360 roundhouse kick. 1 second left here in this first round. Great first round.
Time. Very
CJ
good.
Nicholas with a couple of big kicks, Sherman, that scored the 5-0 matchup here to take a 5-0 lead. Good. Here in our semifinals, let's talk about our officials, because we've got great ones here. In the center is Angela De La Vera. She is from Colorado. Judge number 1 for this semifinal is Sean McDermott. So Sean McDermott is judge number 1. I beg your pardon, she's judge number 2. We're going in reverse order. So judge number 2 is Sean McDermott. Judge number 1 is Douglas Gulick. Sean McDermott is from Maryland. Douglas Gulick is from Colorado. So in the center, Angela De La Vera from Colorado. Judge number 1, Douglas Gulick from Colorado. Judge number 2, Sean McDermott from Maryland. The TA is Terrence McAuliffe, and our video review ref is no other than the Grandmaster Bruce Harris. Back to action here, 5-0 for CJ. Great at back leg off the line, covered out nicely by CJ Nicholas. You can hear their world-class athlete program. They've got a lot of fans and athletes in here cheering on Charles Busette. two TJs in the chair with TJ Jennings or Terrence Jennings coaching.
I was sitting
Charles
here going,
Busette.
we have two of our national team TJs.
And TJ Timothy Curry coaching on the other side. So two TJs that know each other well.
They
as coaches.
They were teammates before at the Pan Am Games in 2011.
And they've made obviously a successful transition into
two
coaching.
Two of the best fighters we ever had in
Look
this country.
Look at CJ Nicholas right there. This CJ, not TJ. Carl Nicholas with an axe kick that grazes the headgear and scores it. Nice try by Charles Busette to get the spin hook kick in. CJ Nicholas, you know, I'm telling you right now, he's done a great job of controlling the tempo of this second round. It's just beautiful side kicks. His cut kick is coming. There comes the axe kick. Charles Busette follows
Gets
it
on
with
line with that
kick.
right leg wraparound roundhouse kick.
Yes, he did. He wrapped it and he got himself on the board. So 10-2, long way to go. 20 seconds left in the second round of the semifinals. Good axe kick by Charles Busette. Nice
Good
inside
head
roundhouse kick
movement
by CJ Nicholas. A double kick that doesn't score, but showing versatility. CJ Nicholas showing versatility here. Carl Nicholas goes by CJ, so that's why we call him that. And that ends the round with a 10-2 lead for Carl CJ Nicholas over Charles Busette. The winner of this will wait the winner of Alejandro Chang, the 2 seed, and Calfani Harris, the 3 seed. And we're back to round 3.
We're back at it.
Here we go, Sherman. Here we go.
Blackmatic.
Good punch. Charles Busette scores 2 body shots in a row. Here he comes.
And now the tide has changed.
And you knew he was going to come
knew
flying
it wasn't
back.
It wasn't over.
He's a great competitor. He's got tons of heart, and it shows up here.
Skill and will.
Yeah, CJ started off a little complacent here in the third round, feeling confident. And Charles Busette quickly changed the momentum and the tide of this match. Good cover by CJ. That spin has been scoring on everyone. But he rolled out of it nicely as he kind of saw it last second. Good pressure by Busette, but CJ Nicholas goes on the attack just to say, no, I'm not going to let you keep that pressure on. Great cut kicking right now.
And that was the right idea.
None of those scored, Sherman, but that was textbook taekwondo. Just using the hard cut, the hard stab, and then flipping it over, trying to garner some points as he's dropped his hands just slightly. Good cover inside by
Beautiful
CJ.
Inside kick.
As Charlie Busette grabbed as he kicked.
Yeah, that's I always feel some way about that because I love inside kicking.
Oh, beautiful inside kick.
Good.
He's got
back to it.
He's and good physicality. Scores again.
Good.
We're at 10-11. Here comes Charlie Busette. He's definitely on the attack now. Beautiful axe kick there. I like what Charlie Busette's doing.
I do. I like it.
A little too much one kicking here by CJ Nicholas, and all of a sudden this could go either way. He has, and CJ he does follow. He did front leg roundhouse kick, put it down, pulled it back, and threw a back leg roundhouse kick. And what was following do? It makes points. I'm over here hitting my partner.
That's a gum jump penalty for leg checking.
Yeah, and we saw that coming.
There we go.
So just two-point differential here between both players.
We saw Busette win a match with that back kick.
CJ with a great body kick and another. So CJ Nicholas finds ways to get it done. with the taller players scoring inside to take a point lead, 2-point lead, then 4-point lead, and watches the turn. He walks away. Charles Boussette's going to get another deduction. The match is not over. CJ's taking his headgear off. He thinks the match is over, so he's going to have to replace that. Just a part, and there it is. That's a 10-point lead, and that's a 10-point game.
That
There's
was
nothing near a
hard
10-point
fought
game.
Oh, that was nowhere near. That's 10 points on paper, and people look at that and be like, "Oh man, he rocked it." No, he did not.
No.
That match was in question until the last 10 seconds.
Yeah, I'm going to give C.J. Nicholas a lot of credit. All right, because
he grew up a little bit today.
Yeah,
he might be 19 right now. I think he aged a year.
I saw a multiple, I'll say at least 2 per round of inside body shots that he was getting touches,
right?
But he wasn't getting the points. But when he had to have those points, he got 2 in the last 10 seconds.
And he went back to a technique that you talk about a lot, where you point your knee down and you just, at his height, just turn his leg over, and the space isn't going to get increased. So you have to pull that knee in tight, turn it down to the ground so that your foot can hit that inside. And so he was having a problem, because that's where Charles Bousset lived, on the inside. But if the taller man starts to gain points on the inside and can play the long game, you can swing the pendulum back your way.
Yeah, he did, and you saw it. They were both left legs. We just saw it on the highlights. You guys saw it as well. That was the difference in that game. Charles Bousset had worked his way back with inside kicking, with following, with physical body roundhouse kicks. But C.J. Nicholas left right there. Another left right there. You see it right there.
He kept that head away. Kept that head, kept the foot on the shoulder.
Interesting. You saw it right there. You saw what we saw. And interesting enough, that's what the difference was in this match, because Charles had dug himself back. Give Charlie Bousset a lot of credit.
I want to give Charles Bousset a standing ovation.
Yeah, what a heart of a lion.
For a heck of a match.
Yeah, heart of a lion right there.
For being the guy that we recognized in you when you were a junior. You were a kid that we'd always put you on our team because we know we're going to always get the best out of you.
Right.
So shout out to you. I'm sure your family's very proud. I saw your dad on the live stream a little earlier, so shout out to the Bousset family. You represented yourself well. CJ advances to the finals, and now we have one more coming.
Yeah, Alejandro Chang, Calfani Harris. This ought to be great. Yeah, congratulations again, Charles Bousset. I mean, again, acquitted himself nicely. Honestly, that match could have gone either way till the last 10 seconds. So I'm sure he's going to get back to, as we've heard from the rest of the world-class athletes, he's got to get back to work next week and get ready for some competition. So he'll be fine. But C.J. Nicholas into the finals. The number 1 seed has found himself in the finals, where he's awaiting the winner of Alejandro Chang. And you can hear Sherman, and he is about to call the next ones in. So we're gonna put you on hold for just a second. We'll come right back.
Our next semifinal match is the men's under 68 kilogram division. In blue, from Virginia, Alejandro Chang. And in red, from Florida, Calfani Harris.
And you hear the Sherman, the players have entered the arena. We have Alejandro Chang in blue. We have Calfani Harris in red. We have the referees. The center referee is Terrence McCullough. Judge number 1 is Angela De La Vera, and judge number 2 is Sean McDermott. The TA for this is Vernell Rogers, and of course the incomparable Grandmaster Bruce Harris is our video review judge. Ready for our second semifinal. C.J. Nicholas awaits the winner. Here we go, folks. Under 68 semifinal between Calfani Harris in the red, Alejandro Chang in the blue.
Ooh wee! How does that boy's leg do that?
over the shoulder and
How?
gets it and
From
a
that
deduction.
position.
Yeah, he didn't look like he had to drop his body at all, Sherman. I think you bring up a good point. How does he do it from that position?
How does this happen?
It's just a testament to, one, his training, and two, just the overall athleticism and flexibility.
Listen, and these are two of my favorite athletes in our country. Had the fortune of traveling with Alejandro to the World
Beautiful
Championships.
head kick by Calfani Harris again. Another axe kick. Yeah, I know. I mean, what's not to love about these two guys? We both spend a lot of time with them. We both have, a good relationship with these athletes, as we spend a lot of time in this tight-knit community that's called Sport Taekwondo. And so we both know them well, and they both are great kids. Oh, good try over the shoulder by Alejandro. Calfani preparing for it, anticipated it, and dropped his head just to get out of the way.
And they know each other. They
have been on teams together.
They've scouted each other. They know what to expect. Alejandro came back from an interesting injury, and he was out for about a year.
Another axe kick, and he slips down from trying to duck his head. So Calfani Harris' axe kick is the difference right now. His right leg, he's hit it at least 3 times, and 2 of them caused deductions as well. So with this 11-1 lead, that is why. Good punch by Alejandro. Now Alejandro's got, I beg your pardon, that's a body shot. And a great cut kick. That's a nice stab. That stab kick by Calfani Harris worked well. Alejandro trying to punch. Oh, beautiful. Just changes, cut to a rounds kick on the backside. Slaps the Hogu. Alejandro looks a little frustrated right now. Good punch.
Nice punch.
Wow, one judge pushed for one player, the other pushed for the other player. So,
so
Terrence
they're
Chang's
probably
going to stand up, and he's going to ask for them to make sure to clarify that with his card. And I think it's an important card to do right now, because every point he's going to need it right now.
Keep your head out, right? Leg out, head this way. Don't fall in after the first cut.
Yeah, and he wins that challenge, and we thought it was pretty winnable as someone pushed for the wrong player, and that totally can happen. There's so many buttons on that box, so that human error could easily happen. So here we are back to 13-4, so the punch does count for Alejandro Chang. Terrence Jennings wins the challenge, and he'll get his card back. Good cut kick that knocks Alejandro Chang down, so now he'll go up to a 14-4. And that's the end of the first round. Calfani Harris, 14-4 over Alejandro Chang. That 10-point lead has been the product of axe kicks. Back to action here in their second semifinal in the under 68 kilogram division. Calfani Harris with a 14-4 lead over Alejandro Chang. Alejandro has changed his strategy. He's going to be the one who cuts first, and he's going to follow up with a punch.
We'll get that clock updated for you on the screen because it's still showing rest time.
Yeah, it's just showing round one. We'll get it fixed. Yeah. But we have a minute 37, now 35 left in the second round, and it's 14-4. Calfani Harris over Alejandro Chang. Good roundhouse kick, doesn't score. Both players throw good kicks. The axe kick by Harris, the roundhouse kick by, offensive roundhouse kick by, and a punch comes up, doesn't come up. So they don't like, all of a sudden, they don't like that punch if he's got his front foot a little bit forward, or in this case his right foot and his right hand, they're not giving it. Just over a minute left here. No score change here for you guys. And there's a score change as Calfani Harris hits an axe kick, throws it right up and contacts the head of Alejandro Chang. Does fall down, but he's up to 17-5, so he's added to that 10-point lead to make it a 12-point lead. 45 seconds left here in the second round of the semifinals. Oh, and a nice defensive cut kick by Calfani Harris takes it to 19-5 with 37 seconds left, I beg your pardon. And another punch by Alejandro doesn't score. He's getting some lights, he's just not getting the points. Which means somebody's pushing, one of the judges thinks it's good enough, the other one doesn't.
Good defense and body positioning and body awareness by Calfani Harris.
Yeah, because Alejandro's doing everything he can. There and another body shot scored by Calfani Harris. But that's good offense by Alejandro Chang to drive him out of bounds.
Sure.
21-6. We've got about 10 seconds left in this round. Here comes, interesting enough, here comes Alejandro Chang with some good off, and he scores one. Now Alejandro Chang, he scored a body shot. He hadn't hit one of those yet, but he's found the range now. It's taken him almost 2 rounds to do it, but he has found the range. It's 21-7. Good round by both players. As Calfani dominated the first minute and a half of that round, but the last 30 seconds went to Alejandro Chang as he did garner a couple of deductions as well as a point on a kick to get it to 21-7. And we're back to round 3. Here we go.
Yes. So this is the last round of this, well, possibly last round of this second semifinal match.
There's a punch by Alejandro Chang to get it to 21-8.
He did get that one, yep, 21-8.
There's a great axe kick. A great axe kick by Calfani Harris. Just drops it straight down right on the face of Alejandro Chang.
Good hands. he's like Allstate. He has great hands.
Oh, he spun.
I think he got a shoulder in the nose.
His shoulder slash almost like tricep. Yeah, she's gonna call for a card here, and I agree with this. I mean, the reason why he went down is he got punched in the face.
Right. He got hit in the face.
Or
something
tricep.
in the face. Oh, he got triceped. Oh, he got it elbowed.
Yeah, I thought it was an elbow. That's why I called it the tricep. That looked like an elbow. It didn't look like the shoulder to me.
Yeah, it's one of those inadvertent turns.
Yeah, we're going to move on. And Calfani Harris just continues. And another. So he's at 27-9. He's just 2 points away from finding himself in the finals against C.J. Nicholas.
Yep.
Yeah, knees. Yeah, that's a good shot. Knee's a little too far out for me from Alejandro here. He just with that cut, with that right leg cut, the knee is not getting any snap. It's just kind of raising his leg instead of snapping his leg. And I think that's good for canceling, but it's not going to score.
And it is not how he typically.
Look, see, there's the end of the game right there.
There we go.
There's the end of the game, and Calfani Harris dominates. And I never thought I'd say that.
And that didn't look like. So you'll look at that gap on paper, point gap on paper, and think it was, but it wasn't as far away as it seems, as the score indicates. You know, there was contention throughout this. I mean, we're in the third round and we get to a point gap. It wasn't like he blew the doors off.
Well, and you bring up a great point, Sherman. I think that people, that watch this sport, or if you're a young up-and-coming player, coach, it's okay to lose by 20 if you're trying to go win the game.
Sure.
And in this case, Alejandro Chang's down by multiple points. He doesn't matter to him if he loses by 1 or he loses by 20. As long as he can sleep at night knowing he's going to try to win this final, get to the final, I should say. And so you throw in some caution to the wind, and with that can come some bad things. So interesting enough, we have a final. We'll talk about this later. We want to give you some information about these two players. We will do that.
All right. Let's hear it for all of our semifinal competitors. If you don't know, you need to know that we're looking at the future of USATKD. And we will be back for the final between C.J. Nicholas and Calfani Harris at 11:30. You don't want to miss it.
So we're 18 minutes away from our first final of the afternoon between C.J. Nicholas and Calfani Harris. This is the under 68 kilogram final. So we'll be back in a few minutes to give you the finals between our guys, C.J. Nicholas of the United States and Calfani Harris of the United States. And the reason why I say that is because they're actually training partners here at the National Center of Excellence. We'll be right back momentarily with your first final of the day.
Who's ready to change the game?
I am.
I am. I am.
Fear of retaliation. A culture of non-reporting. Who's ready to end abuse in sport?
I am.
I am.
I am.
Are you ready to change the game?
see ya real soon.
Man, I'm so excited for the Grand Slam to come on.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's not coming on today.
I don't want to hear that. Trust me, it's coming on.
Okay.
Just trust me, okay?
All right.
Trust me.
Hey guys, what are you doing?
Watching the Grand Slam.
Grand Slam? Isn't that September 27th through the 29th?
The Grand Slam will be on September 27th through the 29th. It will be live streamed on Facebook and YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, have a viewing party at your Taekwondo school or at home. Post a picture on social media, then tag USA Taekwondo for a chance to be featured on the USA Taekwondo social media page.
How did he get his gear on so fast?
I don't know.
This is Taekwondo. I know they say that soccer is the beautiful game, but to us, this is the beautiful game. Moving together, giving our all, putting in the work, measuring ourselves against ourselves. This is the beautiful game. Whether we win or lose, we risk it all.
Man, I'm so excited for the Grand Slam to come on.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's not coming on today.
I don't want to hear that. Trust me, it's coming on.
Okay.
All right, all right, all right. Here we go, y'all. We're at the men's under 68 kilogram final. Let's make some noise for these boys, y'all. Listen. In blue, the great state of California. Carl. Nicholas. Shout out to the Bay Area, E40, Mac Dre. And in red, the great state of Florida, Calfani Harris. Shout out to DJ Khaled, Luke, 305, we don't play. All right, y'all, listen, this is about to go down. Let's chop it up.
And you heard the players you've heard Sherman introduce them, and we're ready for our first final of the day. This is the under 68 kilogram final. I'm Jason Poos. This is Chopping It Up Grand Slam Edition Finals. In the blue, we have CJ Nicholas. He is from Nevada, well, California, then Nevada, now Colorado. On the other side, we have Calfani Harris, who's from Florida, now Colorado. So interesting enough, we got some history here between these two guys we want to let you guys know. First and foremost, both these guys were on the junior world team together, so they're teammates competing internationally and traveling the world. Now they're teammates here at the U.S. Center of Excellence. So the National Center of Excellence has these two guys. So not only are they competing for the same title here, $1,000, 160 ranking points, plus a pool roster spot on the 2020 Pan American Championships team, and a spot in this academy, but they're already teammates here.
And they want that $1,000, dog.
Yeah, they do. There's no question. Here we go. 30 seconds in. Both these fighters know each other really well, so it's going to be a question of who can execute their game plan
right
under the duress and under the pressure of this format. Good probing by both, using that front leg just to find the distance. And a slip by CJ. So the first point goes to Calfani Harris.
Calfani Harris. You have to wonder what effect that semifinal match with Charles Boussette had on CJ. That was a grueling match that went down to the wire. And Calfani didn't have quite as hard a time with Alejandro, even though it went into the third round. So you got to figure what role does their semifinal, their adversaries in the semifinal, what role does that play?
Yeah, that's a great point. I think we won't see that effect until the third round. Both these guys are content to play it kind of slow. Again, they know each other really well. They've trained together for...
And they're friends.
Yeah, they're very close friends. They train together. You've even seen a promo with them together. So when we say they know each other, they really know each other well. Good axe kick by Calfani. Just brings it up, tries to reach the head of CJ. He leans back and tries to kick underneath with his own front leg cut kick. Another driving stab kick. Another driving one by CJ. Great covering by, oh, nice idea by C.J. Nicholas. He throws 2 back-to-back, and it spins late. So a nice little flurry to end the round by C.J. He's down by 1, but I felt like he took a little momentum away, and I felt like he accidentally kicked Calfani kind of on the back of the hip area near the rear end area, and it bothered him a little bit. I can see him over there wincing in pain. Yeah, so Sherman talked about the $1,000, but these are important things that are on this. 160 ranking points is huge.
Sure.
It just gives you an opportunity to build your ranking for other events. But let's just talk about the rankings that just affect this. Every number 1 seed has been in the finals, and those seeds were based on ranking points.
Right. And the ranking points are based on the processes. The process that we implemented with the original, the preliminary version, which was a pursuit of points, and then we got a little more meticulous with how we were going to orchestrate that. It led us to this point where we can qualitatively say who's number 1 and who's number 2, as opposed to just subjectively, I like this guy or I like that guy.
Great point. Great action here too. He's just a little bit something's definitely not right with Calfani Harris. I don't know if it was a low kick. It was a low kick. So now it's Calfani scored as we were sitting here and kind of got blocked out a little bit. So not only did he score, but he got a deduction point against CJ as well. So CJ's now down 4-0 to the number 3 seed, Calfani Harris. So the number 1 seed in a tad bit of trouble here in the second round with about 30 seconds into it. Nice stab kick, another. He's getting all kinds of touches. He just needs to find the range with the amount of snap that he needs. I thought that would have been the one. Great covering by Calfani Harris. C.J. Nicholas doing a lot of good work here, trying to drive him out. Look at this base of Calfani Harris. Just says, no, there's a punch that's going to come in. He'll get that. Great punch by C.J. But Calfani Harris showing his base, his physical base to say, I'm going to stay right here. You're not pushing me out of bounds.
And I'll hold this ground. I think Calfani might be a little stronger. I think naturally CJ's a little heavier. Just under a minute to go, or a minute left in this second round.
Yeah, you can hear TJ Curry telling him to stay with it. He likes it. I like it as well. I think he's doing the right things. He's getting all kinds of touches, so he'll get rewarded.
Yeah. It'll pay off.
Yeah, TJ Curry, an excellent coach and an excellent athlete as well, that just understands, you just gotta stay deliberate with this. You gotta continue to persevere, and he will. Just a few seconds left. See if he mounts one more attack. He typically does, and he doesn't. So really the difference, I know we're going to talk about 3-point difference, but the difference has been the one score by Calfani, because past that it's just deductions, right? CJ scored the 1 punch. He gave up a couple of deductions. On the other side, Calfani scored the 1 kick,
right,
and has given up no deductions. So can you say the score? Well, you could say the deductions as well. Now that I say it out loud, I think maybe the deductions could be the difference. But CJ's going to have to connect. For him to be shut out on scoring through kicks through 2 rounds, that's an impressive cover by Calfani Harris.
Yeah, Calfani's defense is looking really good. I think these 2 minutes will tell us a lot about the mental makeup of these guys, and it'll tell us a lot about the intangibles. Can you persevere? Because everybody can roll when we're rolling downhill, but can you continue to be that guy when you got to go uphill?
Yeah,
and 4-1 is not an insurmountable lead, so you can't go to defense yet.
I say the same thing. It's not a massive.
Yeah, we're not out of the woods yet.
Oh, and he finally reaches up. He stretches it just even further than he has, and guess what, Sherman? It's 4-4. Beautiful front leg axe kick by C.J. Nicholas. We got ourselves a match here. Anybody's game. Anybody's match here with just about a minute and a half left in the 3rd round. Winner takes home $1,000 and the championship at the Grand Slam. Great action here in the under 68 kilogram final between Calfani Harris, C.J. Nicholas, 4-4. Good action. Oh, and he tries to follow with a roundhouse kick to the body. And he pushes him out of bounds. So unfortunate for Calfani Harris. He got kicked on the rear, on the buttocks area, if you will. And then he was in pain, and then he got pushed out. But give C.J. Nicholas a lot of credit. He stayed on the attack. There was no breaking of the athletes there, so he stayed on the attack, and it worked out well for him. C.J. Nicholas clinging to this 1 point lead, 40 seconds left. Great back kick by C.J. He'll garner another point from a deduction to take it to 6-4. So we're just under 40 seconds now. C.J. Nicholas holding on to the 6-4 lead over Calfani Harris. Calfani Harris content to play a little defense right now. He might have to start moving forward and make the attack as C.J.'s sitting, waiting to keep him at bay. And a score for Calfani. He scored, but he slipped and fell. Great. And we're going to have a challenge here by Coach Nikki Oliver. So we'll try to get to the video replay to find out exactly what's being asked for by Coach Oliver. Couldn't seem to hear exactly what they said. So, honestly, we don't know what they asked for, folks. And it's rejected. So we're going to continue at 6-7. Just a few seconds left. This is the finals for the under 68 kilograms division. 6-20. It's okay. 20 seconds left here. Here we go. Great action as both fighters are just letting it all hang out now. Teammates, but they both want this prize. They both want this championship. Calfani Harris double kicking C.J. Harris. I beg your pardon. C.J. comes up with a body shot to score to take it to 9-6. And a spin for C.J. Nicholas, throws the spin, and he hits it, and that could be the difference. And a score by Harris now, 8-13. This is a long way from over, but it finishes it. C.J. Nicholas he's your champion in the under 68 kilogram division, beating Calfani Harris in the last 10 seconds. Flurry of action, great friends, great teammates, but I tell you, it's C.J. Nicholas's day as he will become the first ever under 68 kilogram Grand Slam winner. $1,000, 160 ranking points, a roster in the pool spot for the 2020 Pan Am Championships, and of course, a spot in the academy. So congratulations to T.J. Curry, his coach, and of course, our champion, C.J. Nicholas. Wow, that was a great match. Hope you stayed here with us. We've got more of that, so don't you guys go anywhere. We're going to get an interview here with our winner, C.J. Nicholas, momentarily with Sherman. We appreciate all you guys logging on. Here we are, Sherman Nicholas with our winner in the under 68 kilograms, C.J. Nicholas.
All right, I'm here with C.J. Nicholas. I affectionately call him nephew. Can we give it up one more time for C.J. and Calfani? If you don't believe anything else that I tell you today, believe this, that this is what the future of this sport is going to look like. Exceptional young man. Congratulations, man. How does it, listen, let me ask this question. How does it feel going out here in the final against one of your friends, man, one of your boys, but you know what's on the line? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We do mine.
Right. It's exactly where we wanted to be, you know. We both worked really hard to get here. We're teammates. Right, okay, thanks. And, I mean, we talked about it before. That's exactly what we wanted. We wanted both of us in the finals, and I'm looking forward to meeting them in the finals in the future.
I like it. Listen, so you're a resident, you're out here at the academy, you're living and training, but this whole experience is a little different than your normal everyday training.
Right.
Talk to me a little bit about what was it like competing under this setting?
It's necessary. It's extremely necessary because you get out to Grand Prix and World Championships and bigger events than what's in our country, and you see the bright lights, and it might get to you, but being in this position right now, it really gets you in that mindset, and it's not much different than a World Championship setting. You know?
Yeah, and I think that's what USA Taekwondo staff was going for, to prep you for, so you can practice being at the biggest stage. Well, listen, you get 100 ranking points, you get put into the pool for the 2020 Pan Am Championships, you get to be a resident athlete.
Wow.
That's great. That's unprecedented. And you get the bag. You get a check, if you please, on behalf of USA Taekwondo. Wow. We present to Carl C.J. Nicholas a check for $1,000. Yay, yay. So I'm not even going to ask you how big a donation you're going to make to your uncle who you love and respect so much. Oh, look at him. We got it on tape, and it is a fact. Listen, we're proud of you. The organization is proud of you. Your family, your parents are proud of you. Your teammates are proud. Go get some rest and enjoy it, man, because you earned it.
Thank you.
Proud of you. Good job. Woo! I know your mom probably wants to picture.